Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 2 now, I guess, of what we call Digital Recess. I'm here, joined by Jacob, BestintheRealm Hotter, aka Thick Flare. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing good.
Alrighty,
Wait,
and
do I have a new nickname?
random nonsense on the old Discord, Jake the Quake.
That's right. Like that one part.
Alrighty, and yeah, I like that Bob was like, well, wouldn't he just be Jake the Snake? I was like, well, no, snakes are thin.
Right. Insult to injury. Just slap him right in the face.
There's a whole lot of meat on this podcast bones. Like,
Yeah. And Bob's here too.
and howdy there, BlackBeardBob. How you doing, bud?
Howdy.
It turns out he didn't die last week.
No, I came back.
Thankfully, that means Jake's got to pay me in the side bet. Wait, what?
Yeah, damn it.
But alrighty. So how do
So
you
what do
think
you
we
guys
should
wanna
start
start
this
with?
off today? Should we go ahead and jump in? I'm probably thinking more about the trailers you've been watching.
Yeah, let's start with TV movies. Well, have you guys watched anything this week or last couple weeks you want to talk about?
I have not.
I
I don't watch a whole lot of TV or movies.
Yeah, I just remembered I've been paying for like a Verve subscription for like the past 5 months I wasn't using, and so I
Canceled it?
I always like keep it up and running in case I want to jump in, you know.
That was the sound of like, look, man.
Like I knew it was there. I just
I
didn't
mean, I
cancel
would
it
use it.
just because like I had the interest to, you know, like, hey, I like knowing I've got the option to just jump in and not have to hit any other buttons.
Yeah, that's mainly anime, right?
Well, they've got a bunch of stuff. Like they got a lot of the
Teeth is on there, isn't
Rooster
it?
Teeth content and a bunch of other channels. They broke apart. They used to have so Verve is run by the Crunchyroll people.
Oh, I didn't know they were one of the same.
Yeah, like the same parent company controls them. So they've got
Okay.
stuff from Boomerang, this independent cartoon channel called Cartoon Hangover, Geek and Sundry, Nerdist, Rooster Teeth. They used to have a collaboration with Funimation,
Some
but
good shit in there.
Funimation pulled all their stuff.
Damn.
But they've got a different service called High Dive that also does like anime stuff I haven't checked out. But I just like an hour or two ago finished a series. It was good jumping back in anime and then remembering, you know, like how bad some animes can be.
I thought about getting Verve because I have Rooster Teeth first, but I figured I'm not gonna watch anything else on there. I don't think they put all their stuff that they put on first on Verve. So I
No,
just got first.
that was always kind of the problem with the Funimation stuff. Is like they didn't like you don't have like really the full library of either service. It's got most of it. I think now you can find pretty much everything Crunchyroll through that service, but you definitely
And
couldn't
if
do
Rooster
that
Teeth
with the
does put their stuff on Verve, they don't talk about it in their content. They always mention, get it on first, get it on first. They never mention Verve.
Well,
Yeah.
They probably get more doing it from their own.
Actually, I'm kind of curious now that we're talking about it. Let's see,
Rooster
original
Teeth is
online.
actually one of the top streaming apps.
Yeah, like there's a steep drop off like from the one above them to them, but yeah, they're in the top 10.
Yeah. I can't remember. There was a list. Top stream. I think everything I'm gonna find is like fucking opinion. Like, this
Yeah,
is
well,
stuff you should
they
download.
were in like the financially subscription wise, like the top
Yeah.
10 paid services for online streaming.
Which is crazy because it's like $30 a year. That's what I pay, I think.
Wow. That's not bad.
And if you like their content, you get a shitload of it.
I mean, there is a lot of Rooster Teeth stuff here. As someone who,
Genlock just came out. I haven't got to watch it yet.
yeah, if it's anything
It's
like
got Michael
Ruby,
B. Jordan.
I'd want to set it on fire. Like,
I didn't like Ruby. Okay, I want to know something because you're an anime guy. Why don't you like Ruby?
the look of it, that like it's that superficial. Okay. Like, I can't stand looking at it for more than 5 minutes. Like, the content may be great, but fuck ever looking at that. Like, that shit bothers me.
I think you should look at some of the later seasons because it looks better.
I mean,
but I'm right there with you because I didn't get into Ruby either.
Yeah, because see, like I've always been, since there's so many anime that are just like one series that's like 13 to 26 episodes and then they never do anything again. Like that
would be ideal to me.
Yeah, that's why like anthology stuff is like super big for me. Like I've always loved short fiction.
Dead Man Wonderland. Dead Man Wonderland was short and awesome.
I've never even heard of that.
I mean that's a common opinion, I guess. I couldn't stand it, but
it was different.
Yeah,
there's that 30 years of weeb coming out.
I got Kimberly to watch it.
Yeah, like I said, actually, you know, that randomly reminds me of Lollipop Chainsaw. They had a lot of character costumes you could unlock, and
reminded of that.
The girl from Dead Man Wonderland was in there as one of the costumes.
Yeah,
but
creepy girl.
Yeah, but anyway, like, you know, that's why I've said before, you know, probably my favorite series of all time of anime is Lupin the Third, because it's all like non-sequential anthology stuff. Like, you can drop in at any time of any season, pretty much, of any series of Lupin, and just like, okay, I know exactly what's going on here.
As a matter of fact, I queued it up on Hulu, and it's like season 3 or whatever, and I was like, all right, whatever. I don't give a fuck what season it is.
Yeah, the very first run from like 72, I want to say, the series 1 stuff from way back is like where it's kind of like more of like the traditional like anime, like where it's got like a bad guy, like almost like Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget, like, or like the bad guy from Speed Racer, and then that stuff kind of goes away pretty fast. And by the series 2,
right,
the one you probably know from like Funimation, and that was on like Toonami and stuff. Right. Series 2 is where like it really became its own thing.
Okay, sometimes that whole creature of the week type episode is not a good thing. Like with Inuyasha, that shit got old fast.
Yeah.
But we do need to have an all anime episode one time. I could contribute a bit to that.
But yeah,
can you, Bob?
Huh?
Do you watch anime at all, or did you?
I watched some stuff. I actually recently started watching One Piece.
I need to watch One Piece. I just hate Luffy's voice actor.
Oh, really?
It's just not how I expected it to sound.
Yeah. Dubbed or just like the actual Japanese voice actor?
I only watch anything dubbed.
Oh.
Wow, I even got that from Bob. Damn.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I kind of want to find a dubbed version only for like when I'm working out, because it's kind of hard to work out and read subtitles.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I read so much of that stuff in Shonen Jump and then watched the anime.
Oh, see, I never read any of it. I did.
I read a lot of it.
They do have. I saw the other day. We were at where were we? Must have been Barnes and Nobles. They have the actual One Piece manga there, and I almost bought it.
It's real good.
I've been wanting to get into it for a while, and I just kept forgetting. And then one day I was like, you know, man, fuck it. I'm going to watch it like right now.
And mangas are pretty cheap.
I don't think it was very expensive.
Yeah, the tankobons, like the collected novels that are usually the ones you'd find like localized here, you know, they're like 6 to 10 chapters, because like I've, you know, said before, like the actual like Shonen Jump proper in Japan is on like the dirtiest, nastiest cheap paper, because it's
yeah,
because it's like, you know, like I said, it's every week there's usually 6 to 20 pages of a manga, and
They
there's usually
have it.
20 of them in each issue. So like a regular issue of like full size Jump, once you add all the ads and all the other stuff, it's like 200 to 400 pages. Like
Yeah,
Like, they're
they're
just-
big.
Now that I'm looking at it, I think I own some of it.
yeah. So yeah, like I said, they're meant to just get them out there because the manga almost never makes money. It's only there as part of that giant wheel, that incestuous wheel of business of sell this merch and this special edition here, and then advertise the anime so that can advertise both the game and the CD, and then this thing, like the weird industry of business around, you know, how manga translates into everything else is pretty crazy.
By the way, not to get away from TV just yet, it is related to anime. I played Dragon Ball Fighter Z when it was free for the weekend.
Hmm.
It was fun, but it was kind of disappointing. Like,
Oh,
there's
really?
not a big roster at all. Like, the
Really?
game itself is super solid. The storyline was weird. I didn't give a shit about it. And then, like, you could only play as, like, Super Saiyan Goku, but you could pay $5 real to play as regular Goku.
Yeah, well, there's a bunch of versions of Goku, but standard Goku was one of the characters added. Like all this stuff was in like the season pass. They just added
Yeah.
Videl and Jiren. Jiren's like the main antagonist. Not really from Dragon Ball Super, which like
I haven't watched any of that.
yeah, like I still hold true to the fact that you could have ended Dragon Ball Z at the end of the Namek saga, and you know that would have been great for me because after that.
The Cell Saga was good.
Yeah, but like the whole thing is like even starting with the Namek saga, which the Namek saga is just the beginning of Z, and Z, you know, came in after a small hiatus after they wrapped up the original Dragon Ball series.
Yeah.
It's like Dragon Ball is this weird thing that started as a parody of its own genre, and then due to popularity and editor influence and other stuff like that, it kind of became the thing it was making fun of.
Yeah.
And that's essentially what Dragon Ball Z became. And it just escalated from there. And here we are 30 years later.
I remember going back and watching Dragon Ball with a buddy of mine that's super into all that stuff. And then, because he told me Dragon Ball is better. Like, okay. Went back and watched it like, oh, this is better.
Oh, it's definitely better.
Yeah, because it's, you know, making fun of everything at every moment. It's like, it's absolutely silly. It's adult. Like, there's like some super weird pedo stuff. I mean,
The very first episode of Dragon Ball is probably one of my favorite episodes of anything.
Dude, I cannot wait until Wyatt's old enough because Dragon Ball is definitely going to be his first anime. 110%.
Dragon Ball or Pokemon?
Think Dragon Ball because I think Pokemon will be a little bit later. Because Pokemon's a little bit more slower, like...
yeah,
Yes,
you gotta
Dragon
have,
Ball's
Dragon Ball's a lot more
explosions
adult.
and- Is it? Okay, I'm going to rewatch it. So
yeah, I mean,
in my mind, it's not.
The first episode of Dragon Ball, Goku slaps Bulma in the privates area.
Fair
and then
enough.
he's also like
Forwarding.
peeing into a lake. Like, you see his butt cheeks all the time.
Pokemon
Yeah,
is-
it's a lot more adult than maybe you remember.
Apparently, yeah. Yeah, because
I mean, that's-
because even like when like growing up, my little siblings and I would tell my dad and my stepmom about shows. They'd be like, "Is it okay for the kids?" And I go, "I don't know." So pay attention for that shit.
Yeah, I'm one of the worst character judges for that. Unless, you know, like I stop to think about it. Like if someone just asked me in the brief reflex, I'm just gonna be like, hold on. And like 30 seconds
to
later,
me,
I'm like,
would you let a kid watch Dragon Ball? Yes, absolutely, I would. Now, you
yeah,
guys are
like,
maybe
probably
not.
like probably like 10. You know,
Yeah. Even like Dragon Ball Z, I don't think was anywhere near as
Or
bad.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh was
Oh,
fucking
no.
good.
Not Yu-Gi-Oh, because then I have to buy him the cards.
yeah, like you try to avoid the series that just sell merch, like
Pokemon.
Pokemon, yeah.
Like literally, like, oh hey, let me just introduce him to this thing. Oh, you mean that franchise is the highest selling entertainment profit, you know, ever? Like,
Yeah.
like they've
Trying
made
to
more money for Pokemon than most countries have ever made, pretty much.
Yeah, I
Kinda
want to
like
say they're
this,
bigger than Disney.
What? Really?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Pokemon industry altogether makes more money than Disney typically, I do believe, or at least they have in previous years.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Like I said, as an individual property, Pokemon is the most successful thing. It's made the most money.
Okay, that I could see. Yeah.
You know what I've been wanting to go back and watch, especially after today,
What's
was
that?
Digimon.
Digimon would be a good one.
Yeah.
Was that Digimon Try? Like the newer series are actually really well received. I haven't checked them out, but they're not very long.
And the newer, like, there's some kind of detective game that's supposed to be really good.
Yeah,
Oh, the Cyber Sleuth.
Digital Cyber Sleuth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess the second one wasn't very good, but the
the
first
first one
Cyber
was like
Sleuth is like fantastic.
That's
From
cool.
what I've heard, I've never played it because it's a PlayStation exclusive.
Oh, dude, the Shonen Jump video game looks fucking rad.
what?
Yes, it
Jump
does.
Force?
That comes out. Yeah,
Yes.
Well, so the problem is, it's like
of course there's a problem. What's the
No,
problem, Troll?
don't stop, Trollbeard. Shut up.
no,
No. I want to hear the problem.
Well,
Mute yourself.
I think they just had a beta, or they're about to have one. They just had a beta for
yeah.
Jump Force, but the problem is it's made by the same people who make all of the like Naruto games, and I believe it's the same studio that just made the My Hero Academia game. Where like they're kind of fun, senseless like fighting games, but they're like not great long term, and they all just kind of blend together. It's like you're just getting like a mildly cool looking anime presentation of essentially like
But because I've played the Naruto games, didn't care for them because I never got into Naruto, and I don't know what My Hero Academia is. I might enjoy Jump Force.
yeah, like I said, it's just as someone who's checked those out, it's like wow, these could be way better, but they make enough money as it is, not committing more.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's it's like the same issue of like Dynasty Warriors. It's like they got a product that
Budokai
sells.
series. The Budokai series was just like that. For
Like
the longest time.
well,
I like the Budokai series.
well, the Dragon Ball like was a Budokai Tenkaichi 3 was the only one of those original Budokai games that was like actually close to being like a real fighting game.
Jump Force beta begin today at 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
It
knew.
comes
I-
out what, like the 17th.
No, until 8 o'clock tonight.
yeah,
No, I meant the game releases.
Oh,
it's soon. Like
15th.
it's
Yeah,
it's
sometime
later
this month.
But yeah, they've got Yugi, they've got Luffy, they got Goku.
Goku, Frieza's in there. I'm pretty sure.
yeah, he's in the thumbnail for this video.
I think Deku's in there
Yeah, the guy. Well, no, I don't.
DQ?
from My Hero Academia.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't know if he was in there or not.
I thought he was. Maybe he's not. Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah, they had his own game
Yeah.
that came out like late last year.
I could have swore maybe it was something. Maybe it was something else from My Hero Academia. Maybe it wasn't him though.
Yes, he's in it.
Yeah,
He is in it?
Deku.
Holy shit, there's a lot of characters in this game.
Yeah. They even got
Oh,
some
Rurouni
Yu Yu
Kenshin?
Hakusho stuff, Hunter x Hunter,
Mm-hmm.
Fist of the North.
Saint Seiya, the weird series that keeps going and no one outside of Japan gives a fuck about.
And in One Piece.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They got Toriyama to make 4 new character designs.
I see that.
Those 4 characters like the primary like story characters, and then all the other people are kind of branching in.
Yeah, this looks cool. I do want to play it.
Oh, that'll definitely be something I buy.
Yeah,
Even if it sucks, I don't care.
That'll probably at least be a Redbox rental for me.
yeah, that'll be hey, $7, get it for 3 days.
Yeah.
Well, now that we've strayed into video games, let's jump back over to TV.
Yeah,
Video. I don't know what to call it. It's like movie, TV, video, whatever.
yeah, because I mean, how many of these are you actually like watching when they air? Or are you catching it later through other services
definitely
and
later.
methods.
But I figured this section is also going to be, we can talk about what we've been watching on YouTube or movies, TV, whatever. So, yeah, I started watching Westworld. Well, actually, a little bit of backstory. The reason we watched Westworld is we have it. Nope, no backstory. Not going to incriminate myself.
Okay.
Anyways, we watched the first episode of Westworld, and really enjoyed it. Like, have you guys watched it?
No.
I have not checked it out because I'm a psycho person that doesn't watch anything until it's done.
Oh, you poor bastard! These are like an hour and a half long.
Yeah,
Each episode.
I
No,
get where
like-
Girl's coming from because I'm the same way.
like I don't watch it till the series is done.
Right.
I don't watch a season and then come back later. Like, no, I'll wait 8 years.
And I will say that's entirely
Wait 8
possible.
years.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, like I've been reading fucking Game of Thrones for 20 years. I haven't watched a single episode of the show. It's like
Wow.
I could wait a few more months now, and then
Yeah,
watch it all
I mean-
in like a week and be done with it.
Yep.
And it's entirely possible that we might come back to this much later, just because, like I said, every episode's like an hour and a half long. Holy shit! But basically, the show is about this. Essentially, it's a theme park. I don't think it's virtual reality, but
No, because it's based on a book. There was an old
Yeah.
movie.
that's a
Yeah,
Michael
it's,
Crichton book.
yeah, it's
Same guy that did Jurassic Park. But yeah, you go to this theme park and you dress as a person from Western times, cowboy, whatever you want to be. You walk into town. Sheriff says this guy has to die. He's done this and that. He'll pick you out from the crowd or whoever. You're like, you look like the man for the job, and you go on a quest. And you have a gun. You shoot a guy. You can bang hookers. You can rob people. You can do whatever you want. It is
like how you
essentially
went
Red
from-
Dead.
You went from shooting a guy to banging hookers.
It's kind of like the route of the show and the characters, and that first intro part of the season, from what I remember hearing people talk about.
I think so. But it is essentially Red Dead Redemption if you could just take yourself back there and have no consequences. Because it resets every day. Now, the thing that gets the show interesting is, it's all AI. It's all not cyborgs. They're all
Androids, robots.
androids, thank you. They have AI. And the creator, Anthony Hopkins, which I didn't even know he was in this fucking show, he introduces these small gestures, like a lip quiver kind of thing, and they fuck with the programming, and the whole world kind of goes nuts. And it's kind of like Assassin's Creed, where you're kind of cutting from this Western world to like a future world, even though they're existing at the same time. You're cutting from Westworld to like the behind the scenes administrative people, and the administrative people are losing their shit because something is going wrong in the park.
That's
Much like Jurassic Park.
interesting.
It is a very interesting show. We'll probably watch more of it, but like I said, I've only watched the first episode. Shit's definitely weird. Like, there's some weird shit going on in this park, and they're trying to keep it quiet. So I watched that, and we also watched Snowden, the movie obviously about Snowden, the man who was a whistleblower for the NSA,
Yeah.
letting them know that, hi government, they're listening and watching us.
Because we didn't know that already.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The movie, I mean, I'm into this stuff. It's something
me
I pay
too.
attention to. We went to computer school together. We learned a lot of this shit together.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that just part of our lives now, but it's still terrifying. like in the movie, they're looking for this guy. They're like, we gotta put some pressure on him. Find something. And they find like his granddaughter or daughter, and she's taking her clothes off, and they're like, we shouldn't watch this. And the guy, the controls is like, nah, it's fine. It's just this douchey fucking like 23-year-old dude. And he has all these webcams at his fucking disposal, and that's almost certainly how it really is.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Like it's just, it's a little unsettling watching it, knowing that this happened or something like it happened, because it's one of those dramatizations. We don't know if all this stuff really happened.
Right.
And as a matter of fact, there's a scene that really fucking bugs me, because me and Kimberly were talking about, like, this really happened, blah blah blah, and then at one point he comes home and has sex with his girlfriend. And it was like, yeah, Mr. Movie Man, this is what Snowden told you about?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Why was it? Like, it doesn't bother me, sex scenes or whatever. It's just,
Was this necessary?
Weird. Yeah. Yeah, and like I pointed out to Kim, like, what's really weird is this girl, she's still alive. Almost certainly she went to the movies to see it. She probably took her parents to see it. And then this happens. Like, I don't know. It's just fucking weird.
Yeah,
I do wonder how much of it's made up.
Yeah, that leads me to believe, it was made by Oliver Stone, and that's like traditional Oliver Stone nonsense.
Okay.
Yeah, like if you ever watched JFK from way back in the day,
I want to.
Yeah, that movie did so much, like, to harm, like, the actual truth of, like,
sure,
the JFK scenario, because he just, like, made up entire people that don't exist. Because it's a great movie, but if you're remotely curious about any kind of, like, actual evidence for the JFK scenario, like, it's just no bueno. Like, as a kid growing up in Dallas, it's like every old guy you ever met had his own version of the JFK assassination.
Right.
My grandpa, he had served in the military, and he'd always go to the VA. So I'd just be hanging out with him sometimes at the VA and see all these old vets. And they were all, local guys that lived there. And some of them, were younger before they served when JFK, was down there in Dealey, got dealt with. But yeah, dude, like, everybody had their own story. And it's so weird, like, how Texas Oliver Stone is, like, in a lot of his movies. Like, he made this movie called Talk Radio. And it's a movie. It's kind of basically about a character who's like a Howard Stern type. He runs this talk radio. It's all about like drama and like scandal and other stuff like that.
Right.
And it takes place of this guy, like, he's kind of at the end of his ropes as far as like his career is going and stuff like that. And he ends up in a late 80s Texas in Dallas at their radio market, which is a pretty big market, but it's not top of the line, especially back then. And he's like doing the public talk show thing, and people are calling in, and at one point he starts getting like threats and other scenarios of him riling up all these people. But like, so much of that movie will tell you, like, kind of like, even though it's like fictional movie, like, so much of the feel of that movie just like, oh no, like, these were the exact people I had to deal with as a kid. Like, I was dealing with all of these fucking crazy people as a kid, and it, like, I watched that movie like years after it came out, years after I'd even left Texas, and I was like, oh no, like, this is like like sense memory. Like, you walk in, you smell pancakes, you're like, oh, Uncle Steve, no.
I didn't know Oliver Stone did Wall Street.
Yeah, he did Wall Street. He did Platoon.
Yeah.
Oliver Stone's been around for a long time.
Yeah, I'm pretty bad at keeping up with some directors. Like, he directs some movies I'm interested in. But man, Oliver Stone's Untold History of the United States, that's scary.
That's a documentary. That one wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I think that one was on Netflix when I watched it. It's just like him kind of adding commentary in between, like, that one's an
really
actual source based kind of like documentary about stuff.
Oh, I might have to watch that then.
like JFK and Snowden and any documentary and really anything you watch, you should take everything with a grain of salt and just figure everybody's full of shit.
I think Oliver Stone also did the movie W about George W. Bush.
He did.
I believe that's pronounced W.
W.
W. That's right, W.
Your correction of my speaking is an act of terror.
Actually, I want to watch that. That movie's supposed to be really good.
Yeah,
it is supposed to be really good.
Josh Brolin, like just knocking out of the park as Bush, and it's weird.
I want to see the
looking
Vice.
at that now after like Thanos.
I bet you it'd be a really good watching experience to watch The Vice and then watch W. Have you seen The Vice?
I don't even know what that is.
It's a movie about Dick Cheney.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's
It's got Christian Bale.
Cheney. Yeah, it's playing playing Cheney.
It's one of those movies like look, I heard a few people like their kind of impressions about the movie. It's like, I know it was a great movie, but I just left so angry. I don't know if I enjoyed it. Like,
well, yeah, like Snowden.
yeah, it's like the actual events that they document that you can go look up. It's verify like the things that you can prove that are public record. And you're like, they just got all mad again. Like, for fuck's sake.
Dude, I didn't know. Okay, Christian Bale plays Dick Cheney. Steve Carell plays Donald Rumsfeld. Sam Rockwell plays George W. Tyler Perry plays Colin Powell. Holy shit, I gotta see this movie.
Yeah, a lot of people really enjoyed it, and I think it got nominated for Best Picture for the Oscars.
But yeah, that's what I watched this week. Well, I highly recommend both.
Yeah, I need to check out Vice whenever it comes around a source that isn't a movie theater.
Yeah, like I said, I definitely recommend Snowden. If you're interested in Vice, Snowden's right up there with it too. And there's a really interesting little, I don't want to say it's a twist, but there's a little twist in the very end that's super interesting.
Huh.
So,
What the twist?
yeah, wait. Yeah, apparently Glass isn't very good. The new M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Yeah, I've heard mixed. You mean? Yeah, you're right. Glass, because Unbreakable split than Glass. All right.
Yep.
But again, that's the thing with any M. Night Shyamalan movie. It's like, all right, 1 out of every 8 is gonna be really cool.
Yeah,
that's so true.
Freaking right on the money.
we watched one. I don't even remember what it was called, but like the trees.
Yeah,
were
The
killing
Happening.
People. The Happening. Yeah. What a bizarre fucking movie.
Also, like the intro of that movie, there's a guy that gets eaten by a lion. Like, it's early on when shit starts going wrong. That's just like a straight up like product placement, like Apple commercial for the iPhone.
Oh shit!
Because it's like they're like the person like is filming it with an iPhone, but it does the full like zoom out to see exactly that it is an iPhone. It's like the most obvious product placement for a phone in the middle of a guy like intentionally walking over to the lion in the zoo and being eaten.
Like some fucking Truman Show level of advertisement.
Yeah.
Truman Show. Oh man.
I like that movie.
I kind of hate that movie.
Well,
because you get that Truman Show effect. You ever have that? Where you just feel like everyone's watching you and life is fake.
Oh yeah, like every day.
Yeah. Simulation theory.
Yeah.
Let's not go down that route.
Nope.
Or you could. What was the other movie? Ed, I think was the other one that was Matthew McConaughey. But that
sounds familiar.
But that was where
The Matrix.
Yeah, like it was like that's the rule of twos in movies. Like a good movie idea gets out there, and then two movies that are basically like the same premise get made at the same time, like Armageddon and Deep Impact. But yeah, like same time Truman Show came out, there was this movie called Ed, I think is what it was called. But it was Matthew McConaughey. He was a guy who sold their rights to his life. So it's just like this live reality TV show at all times, just following him throughout his entire life. But he's aware of it. It's not the whole
not like the Truman Show where he has no idea.
Yeah, it's not the whole weird Skinner box TV show of the Truman Show. But it's like, okay, here's this guy, here's his entire life, you know, being viewed by everyone else.
Yeah, this just scares me. It's gonna turn out to be real one day.
Probably.
It's scary.
I'm probably not even real.
Hey, thanks Crazy Gamer 16 for following us.
Hey, Crazy Gamer.
Howdy, bud.
You're kind of crazy. Stay over there in the corner.
Crazy.
No, come into the circle.
Oh yeah, Bob's crazy too.
Yeah, I'm the crazy one.
Trollbeard is the internet's creepy uncle. So, I think we can move on to video games. That seems to be mostly what we did this week.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I've done in the past bit. And even Bob, you got out and started playing some Elder Scrolls.
I did.
Yeah, let's let Bob get done with his shit game.
Why don't you shut the fuck up, huh?
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I had what you might call a falling out with World of Warcraft. So I kind of been searching for like that next like main game, I guess maybe you could say.
Have you tried fucking Star Wars?
What, the Old Republic?
Yes.
I don't. That's old. I don't want to play that.
Fucking
Elder
World of
Scrolls
Warcraft comes out, turns 15 this year. What are you talking about, Bob?
Yeah, but I really like Elder Scrolls. Quit picking on me.
I would say World of Warcraft is about to be legal in some states in America. Jesus.
Hey, now.
Hey.
Jeez.
I just didn't like where they were going with the game.
Yeah, a lot of people have had a hard falling off with World of Warcraft.
So one of the streamers that I watched started playing it, and I saw them doing like world PvP and stuff, and I was like, oh my god, I need to get into this.
Old Republic is only 3 years older than ESO, but just saying.
What's that?
Old Republic is only 3 years older than ESO. Just saying.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
You just
Old game is old. Leave it alone, Jacob.
But so I hopped in and I played it a couple years ago, maybe not even a couple years ago. I don't remember, a year or two ago. And it was cool, but I couldn't really like get into it. And I'm not sure what changed, if it was me or the game, but I can't seem to put it down.
Yeah, I mean, like I told you, I beta or alpha tested it, came back to it later. I've never liked it. I wouldn't mind giving it a shot, but I don't know.
I think probably having someone to play with would be a little bit better.
Absolutely.
I
mean, look, I played Destiny for a while, didn't care for it. Then me and you got fucking hardcore to Destiny 1.
Yeah, we played that shit nonstop.
Yeah.
But I did a bunch of questing, a bunch of dungeons and stuff, and that was cool, and I enjoyed it. And then I hopped into Cyrodiil for like that huge ass world PvP, and I really don't have a reason to go anywhere else. Like that's all I want to do is fucking PvP.
Yeah,
I haven't had that feeling in a long time, so it was kind of nice to get back into that.
Yeah, that's me. It's like, you know, the open demo, not beta, open demo for Anthem, using their wording, is running right now until the end of the day tomorrow. And I was looking at that as like, I was hard out the moment I heard no PvP. It's like, that's the only thing I'm ever going to give a fuck about.
There's no PvP.
Yeah.
Not in Anthem, no. Like that was announced like months and months ago.
Yeah, they're just not doing PvP at all.
Like the only statement they've made since they said there's no PvP is like, we're not working on it currently, but if we feel it would be a good fit later on, it might be a thing, but it's not actively being developed. So don't expect it anytime soon.
I feel like we could sell it for $39.99 in 1 year.
That's what worries me.
Yeah, it's like, from what I've seen, it's like, yeah, this game looks cool, but it looks like it'd be real cool 6 months from now when it's had updates and it's cheaper.
Well, let's let
Complete,
him
you mean?
talk about ESO because I'm talking about Anthem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been a lot of fun. PvP for me has always been a lot more enjoyable. I mean, yeah, you can look at someone and be like, oh, hey, that's a Templar, and you might know kind of what spells they're going to have, but you don't know how they're going to use them or what their strategy is. It's always something different, always something new. You could run dungeons and raids and shit all day long, and it's always going to be the same shit over and over.
Right. I do kind of remember that there was like a shitload of classes, I think, or like a shitload of variety.
There's a lot of variety. There's how many classes now? 5? You have Dragon Knight, Templar, Nightblade, Sorcerer, and Warden. Yeah, so there's 5 classes now.
But then the different races give you different abilities, don't they?
Yeah, different races give you different abilities, but then using different weapons also give you different abilities. Different crafting professions give you different abilities.
Guild Wars, the weapons would determine your abilities too.
Okay. Being in different like NPC guilds give you different abilities. Doing PvP gives you different abilities. there's armor gives you different abilities.
Yeah, there's a lot of variety.
So much you can do to build your character how you want. And I was actually talking to a guy tonight. I ran a dungeon before we got in here. And he was asking me, what kind of build are you going for? Have you looked in any like gear sets or anything? And I was like, no, I'm just building it how I fucking like it.
Playing it as I see it.
Yeah, that's what's fun to me. If I'm not in some
stomped in PvP, and then I go look up some guides.
Okay. No, fuck it. I mean, I have fun with the build that I have. If it's not some kind of meta, I really don't care because I'm not that kind of a player.
Yeah, metas are boring.
Yeah, they are. Metas are fucking boring, and I hate them.
And that's a big reason why I'm willing to give the game a shot, because it's like, I know you're not going to do that shit. I know I'm not going to, because I've been in gaming groups where it's like you're kind of pressured to do the meta.
Right.
So, we're going to go run this dungeon until someone gets the gear.
So you mean
like,
every
I'm not
Destiny thing ever?
Mm-hmm.
I don't do that in Destiny. I don't think Destiny's like, you know what? We're not going to get a Destiny. Trollbeard, fuck off.
But no, like that was the thing. Is like the same thing with what I was looking at Anthem. Same thing why I didn't get into Destiny. It's like, all right, yeah, all that stuff looks cool. I'll do it like once or twice, but then I'm gonna jump into PvP, and then the friends I have, like they just like all fell out of PvP, and that's like, all right, we're just grinding this today. I was like, no. Like
that's not fun.
I'm just not like that's cool for you. I hope you boys enjoy it, but I'm just not
like I'm
not gonna play that.
I'm in. So when you get into Cyrodiil, which is like that, your big PvP zone, there's like 4 different instances of it. I want to say you have like your max level, huh?
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
You have like your max level with champion points. Like 30-day standard, I guess. I'm not really sure how that works. But you have like a max level with champion points. You have a max level without champion points. Which is kind of like, I don't want to say item level. It's almost like the champion point system is similar to the skill system in Skyrim, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So there's that, and then you have one without champion points. Then you have a below 50 instance, which is what I've been playing in, and then there's another one. I'm not sure what the other one is. I can't remember. So I'm playing like not even.
What game was Cyrodiil in? Was it Oblivion?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the Imperial City.
It's the capital province.
Yeah.
All right, nerd.
But it's been a blast. It really has.
That's cool. Anything else?
You
Get
should
into
play it.
Anthem.
You
Oh
should,
yeah,
you should play it
I
with
will.
me.
I will once I own it.
I also just want to say something like it's so crazy like how big of a turnaround they had for this game from launch.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because I remember before this game was coming out, I'd stop by like the local GameStop and talk to a friend of mine on the way to work, and I see people coming in like, "Yeah, man, I'm excited for Elder Scrolls Online, man. Love Skyrim and blah blah blah." I was like, and the amount of canceled pre-orders.
Yeah.
They're like literally I just look at them, I was like, hey, this isn't made by the Bethesda guys. It's made by ZeniMax Studios Online, which was made just to make this game. Mm-hmm. It's unrelated to those guys. It's not the same thing to be like, oh, all right, I'll cancel my pre-order, put that money on Madden or whatever. I was like I was like the greatest like troll to fuck up their numbers, but then I'd always like talk that person into something else because at the end of the day, like I know how to sell you something that's really cool, but man, just that look of utter disappointment. It's not made by the actual Bethesda people, right? It's like, oh man, what do you mean?
I guess I didn't play it at launch, but I guess it had like a very bumpy start.
Yeah, but what MMO doesn't?
Yeah, I mean they all go through their.
This is why, like Troll was saying, yeah, cool. Let that exist for a while, and then play it like a year later.
Right, and it's in a. I haven't played since launch, but playing it now, I think it's in a really good spot.
Yeah,
I'm sure PvP is probably unbalanced as fuck, and okay, in what game is it not?
Smash Brothers apparently. Someone just had an article come out. Apparently, Smash Brothers is extremely balanced.
Okay.
Like the actual like character to character interactions, like if you're a good enough player, like there are very few characters where you're just fucked. Like,
Let's talk about Smash for a little bit because we finally streamed all of us together.
We did.
We played Smash and it was fun, and I did terrible.
Yeah, the crazy thing to me is like right now they're running Genesis 6, like one of the big major tournaments, and I was curious because I was laughing to myself. It's like they're about to have like a big tournament, like right after the 2.0 update drop, like a day before the tournament starts, and I was like, oh no, the tournament just said fuck it, we're not updating our switches. So the tournament is still operating off of the old patch.
Oh shit. That's weird.
Well, no, that makes sense, competitively. It's like,
oh, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I finally did get my Piranha Plant code, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, did you? Good.
I like him a lot.
Yeah, he's fun. He's just not like a viable character long term.
Apparently, if you do, I think it's his like down B move where he like crouches into the pot.
The long schlong.
Yeah. I guess if you do that and someone tries to like kick you from above, you'll just launch the person up into the air.
No, that just happens if you're crouched. You don't even have to do the down B.
Oh, you just have to be crouched.
Yeah, you just have to be crouched, and if someone tries to footstool you, so
that's what it's called, footstooling.
You jump and like you hit jump again once you touch their head. You bounce off their head like a Mario attack, basically. Yeah, he does a little up snap and bites you, and it's an attack that actually does damage.
Did you guys see this?
No, and I do not want Minecraft Steve in Smash Brothers.
Oh, you can fuck right off. It's not real.
Yeah,
good. I hope it's never real.
Me, though. Shut up.
I hope it's never real. Fuck Minecraft.
Dude, he would be so good in it.
No.
Yeah, like his side B, he pulls out the diamond sword. His down B, he pickaxes like a little pit, and it's a berry move, like some bullshit, like King K. Rool stuff, or like the roller.
I think side B would be bow and arrow. Down B, maybe put down a block of obsidian, make like a wall, an almost unbreakable wall.
And his final smash could be an Alt F4.
Final smash could be a bunch of creepers. Oh, or the Ender Dragon.
There you go.
Fucking rad.
Yeah, if we were fucking nerds that like Minecraft.
Yeah.
Shut up, you anime dork. I'll beat you up with my fucking my diamond pickaxe.
Yeah, it's like I was there for the dark times. I was watching anime before there were subs or dubs.
I didn't even know what was going on.
I was like, fuck it, man, it's cool.
Yeah, that trailer definitely fooled me. It sucks on Xbox that you don't get descriptions. Of like, you can't look at descriptions at all.
Oh yeah, like you don't see like the weird fake Nintendo. Like there was a story that was popping up in the middle of the week about like this PlayStation conference, and it was this email being sent out to people, and then someone was like, "Oh, this looks legit," and then someone finally just hit the down arrow to see the details of the email, and it was like, Sony. Like it was the full like actual email address until it got to the end at gmail.com.
Like, this trailer was posted on Nintendo UK. That's the only video on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it got me. But yeah, we played a bunch of Smash. We just played random the whole time. The video is gonna be up on BlackBeardBob's channel. It's fucking good.
Yeah, that was fun.
Now that I've been watching other streams, I am okay with turning off hazards and items. So
I guess a lot of people do that.
That's the default to actually like have any like actual skill, like because like I said, the rule set I had set up was at medium items. Like even on low items, there's still a fuckload of items. Like
so for people that have skill, they don't use items.
Yeah.
So we should keep using items.
Yeah.
I like using items.
It's just like items are just such a bullshit RNG because like I was telling somebody, it's like realistically, like if it wasn't for items, like I would have felt bad because I probably would have won all these games.
Probably.
Except like the game that was just up is like I got like double fucked twice by items.
But that's how you get good at fighting games, is fighting against people like you.
Yeah. Because even I, like, as a guy who's just been, like, labbing out shit and trying to figure out this horseshit game that, like, there's still so much of me. The more I think about this game, the more I think about the design choices of how you input things. It's like, this is just old game design from a dead console. Like there's so much of it that's still in there, but, it's what everybody knows, and they don't want to, reinvent the wheel. So, like, fighting game brain is like, no, this game's fucking terrible, but dumb guy that likes to enjoy things is like, oh, man, this is fucking great. And I see, I see where the skill is. It's just, like, it's just so, like, its whole thing, and why it's always impressive to me when I see guys that are competing in, standard fighting games, and then also Smash. It's like, I don't know how your brain does that, man. Like, I don't know how you like that guy Sonic Fox, like we've talked before. I was like, I don't know how that guy like still like posts in tournaments like high and wins many in different games like that. It's like that's a guy who just dedicates his life to it.
Yeah, some people do, and some of us just play all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
I don't get good at anything ever.
Mediocrity in numbers.
That's right. That's how I am. I just play and don't ever get any better. And I'm okay with that.
I definitely recommend anyone listening, watching, go watch that stream. There were there were so many moments I was crying, laughing.
There's some funny bits in there.
Yeah, there's an actual moment where like Jacob was just quiet for a while. and we're just like, I think we broke him. He's just like, I can't breathe right now.
Like when he got Luigi. Oh my god.
My favorite was when I got Lucas, and I was just trolling Troll.
That was fucking hysterical.
Nope.
He just kept running on the stupid OG Donkey Kong stage. It's like, you son of a bitch.
Dude, I played through Lucas in classic mode, and it just made myself laugh a couple times, just to myself, just sitting there playing. All of a sudden I go, nope.
Yeah, like in my brain, I was kind of triggered from that situation because like one of the first games, like I haven't played much online in like just the regular quick play, But one of the games I got into was just a guy who was Ness, and it's on like the me character house. It's got like 8 stories or like 8 little rooms. So it's like 4 floors.
Oh
roof,
yeah.
and it's like 2 rooms on each floor. Yeah, like I was Captain Falcon, so it was the same character trying to chase Lucas as I was trying to chase this Ness. And like Captain Falcon is not a good like multi-platform chaser. He's like a hang and bang. Like he just stands and just murders people. He's not good at chasing you. And this Lucas is just like spamming PK fire and then running away. And I was like, I just relived that scenario in that one game with Jacob. I was like, good thing I don't live in Florida. I would do mean things to that man's nipples.
Yeah, with clamps.
Wow.
Clamps. Give him the clamps.
The clamps.
Man. But yeah, man. Like I said, I readjusted the rules. Yeah, like status hazards can really fuck you. Like the F-Zero stages where like the whole screen is moving in the background and the whole like stage moves around.
Or there was like the one level when we're Donkey Kong, old school Donkey Kong level, and I kept avoiding Donkey Kong. Even though
the hazards are off, and you just kept like dodging him. And you're like, oh fuck, he's not no hazards. Like halfway through the game, he's got like 1 stock left, and he's just like running away the whole time.
So who do you guys think are the characters, the DLC characters? I do think Steve is one of them.
Like I said, Steve seems to be like the smartest one. If we get like an actual like other crossover character from other platforms, because Microsoft.
I think that's what's going to happen.
Microsoft and Nintendo have been buddy. That's one of the characters a lot of people predict, but I still feel in my gut after I had the thought Battletoads. It's like,
oh, I forgot about that.
I think that could happen too.
Yeah,
it's like, what are they going to advertise? By putting Steve in there, other than just, hey, the most successful like single selling game in the world still exists, guys. Play it.
Yeah, I don't know if all the characters are necessarily for advertising.
Well, I mean, I have a feeling since Nintendo's brokering these deals, and they plan, like honestly. There was a video recently that was like just like a short little trailer about the Switch itself. It was like a commercial for the Switch, and a lot of people were thinking, "Hey, maybe the Final Fantasy VII port, like the basic port, not Final Fantasy Remake. That thing doesn't exist." But yeah, the port might actually be showing up soon because they've got the dates for 10 and 12. For the Switch ports, but 7 was in this little video, like on the screen of the Switch, and it's like, oh hey, yeah, that's actually like a thing that's coming out soon, I guess.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to bring in another Final Fantasy VII character.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
Or another Final Fantasy character, since they've got so many Final Fantasy games coming to Switch.
Yeah.
Like I have a feeling this is all cross promotion. Not just,
like I could see that. I know a lot of people, as far as like having a Microsoft character, I know people want Minecraft Steve for some fucking reason.
Most people want Banjo-Kazooie.
Well, I was going to say Banjo-Kazooie, and then I've actually heard people say like Master Chief and the guy from Doom. I really don't see either one of those happening.
Master Chief would be weird, but so would Solid Snake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in the case of Master Chief, like one of the more like common rumors would be that since there's already a Master Chief skin for Steve in Minecraft,
right,
that would just be an alternate outfit.
Right. Yeah, that I could see.
Steve is you have Steve, you have the girl, you have there's
does the girl not have a name?
I don't know.
What kind of fucking anti-feminist bullshit is that?
I don't use.
Well, the clickbait articles never mention the girl's name. They only say Minecraft Steve.
Jeez.
Yeah, I don't use the default skins, so I don't know what the names are. The only reason I know Steve's name is because everybody mentions it all the time.
Hey,
yeah.
since we're talking about Minecraft,
Okay.
have you seen that like Pixelmon thing?
Oh yeah,
Have
What
you
about
played it?
it's pretty good.
Oh, I'm just wondering.
I mean-
I've seen it the other day.
Like most Minecraft mods, it's buggy as fuck.
No,
Yeah, it's fun.
I never knew anything about it till like a couple days ago.
If you're even halfway interested, I'd look up some Yogscast videos. They have some pretty fucking funny videos from Pixelmon.
Oh yeah,
Like the one guy Squirtle is like the size of an ant. For some fucking reason.
I just watched myself use a fucking Final
Yeah,
Smash.
I was giggling
Jump
at
off
that.
the
Like,
stage.
it's like, all right, I got my final smash. I'm looking to the left. Let me hit it. Oh no, it shoots straight line. It's like you straight up were like reenacting the meme from Sailor Moon of Tuxedo Mask coming in. My job here is done. And then the face is like, well, you didn't do anything. And he just swings his cape and walks away. Like, Bob means himself.
He shoots, he's dead.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh.
Yeah, that's a good. I'm probably gonna rewatch that myself. I might download it and cut it up and make it like a best of. I don't know. I might.
This would be a good stream for it.
It really would.
There were some good
That's
fucking moments, man.
It's like fucking 3 hours long too, wasn't it?
No, it was it might have been
It's
close.
Like 2:24.
Do something. Yeah.
2 hours 20. God damn. We got to do that again soon.
Yeah, that was fun.
All right, fuck the podcast. Let's do it right now.
Yeah, there's some
We
absolute
just
shenanigans.
Finish the podcast with some Smash Brothers.
I'm not opposed to that. Yeah, so we're done talking about Smash. I can talk about some Anthem since Trolls wanted to put that into every conversation.
I kind of want you to talk about it because I'll be honest right now, I'm not remotely interested in it at all. Especially since Troll told me there's no PvP.
So I played a couple hours of it. I played Ranger, I think is the default.
Yeah, Ranger's the basic bitch.
So I played Ranger. I played Stormcaller, but it's not called Stormcaller.
So it was a Warlock.
I think it's called like Storm or Tempest. Like it's got a,
Yeah.
it shoots lightning. It's a straight up
I
mage.
I played the Thunder motherfucker.
Yeah.
I played Colossus. I have not played the fast
Interceptor.
one, Interceptor. I think that's it. So this game is just like the shooting doesn't feel great. So this is for me like everyone's saying this is like the Destiny killer. This is they're gonna steal all Destiny's fucking players. I think it will temporarily. Because
if
Destiny's
the shooting is bad, that's already disappointing.
the shooting's not bad. The shooting is like okay. Like I'm not big on third person shooters. Like Division's like my favorite third person shooter other than like SOCOM, but I got really into SOCOM because of the multiplayer.
Right.
The shooting is good. The Division, the shooting is fantastic.
Yeah.
They nailed it. This is the Division with not as good shooting and no cover mechanics. It's Gears of War Backpack Edition or Jetpack Edition.
To me, this looks like a mix between, and tell me if I'm wrong, because this is just what I put together from trailers, but it almost looks like a mix between Destiny and Warframe.
I don't want to combine those two.
Why not?
Because one of those is terrible and one of those is Warframe.
Because even Warframe, the weapons all feel really good.
Yeah, like
shooting.
Warframe is all feel because Digital Extremes has been working on nothing but action and shooter games like their entire career. Like this is BioWare coming in after being an RPG company for 30 years, damn near.
Yeah.
And you know what? Even in Mass Effect, I feel like the shooting is shitty.
Well, Andromeda felt great. Like I love the feel of Andromeda.
I haven't played Andromeda.
But the problem is, like, the rest of the game had some issues, like,
Yeah.
mechanically. Like, I will always defend Andromeda as being, like, an actually good game. It's just...
Really?
Yeah, like the game itself, like, especially now with updates to fix it, like, it's a really good game. It's just... It wasn't the Mass Effect people wanted because it's not the continuation of, like, the Shepard story. It's like, get over it. Go fuck yourself. Like...
Kind of like people.
That character's dead. Like
said,
the canonical ending, regardless of what you do, Shepard's dead, buddy.
I've seriously considered borrowing that from my brother. I might do that now.
Yeah, like the only like big problem with like the combat is like it has the same issue that they also have with Dragon Age Inquisition. Is like there are just like certain mechanics that are just way more effective than other ones. So like. Like in Dragon Age Inquisition, the thing that bugged me was like their armor mechanic. So like you had abilities you would use that would stack armor. So like as like the sword and shield characters literally couldn't die if you built them right. Because they do this move, it stack armor. And that armor takes all the damage before it hits your health.
Okay.
And then this other move also gives you armor. And then this move slowly rebuilds your armor. And blah, blah, blah. And I tried to start that game as a dagger rogue. And no, you can't, like, reliably be, like, a decent dagger rogue until, like, late game.
Right.
I was, like I was playing, uphill, like, so hard in that game.
Damn.
Because, like, I was going to say, but in the case with Andromeda, it's like I actually picked the character that actually worked best. So like the biotic Vanguard. So the Vanguard is like the character that has like some of the tech and some of the biotic powers. It was like you do the warp, like there was like this charge that's straight up like a teleport punch.
Yeah. Okay, that's a class I played in the older games.
Yeah, but like this is a new move of like you literally like jump up in the air and like shoot across the map, teleport, punch a man.
Ooh.
Like it's straight up like really fucking cool. But like you'd run in there and like with that ability when you'd level it up, like you'd get like damage reduction and you'd have like melee damage increase. So you'd pull out a shotgun, you'd just jump up, YOLO warp right into somebody's chest, shoot them with a shotgun, melee them, and they were probably dead. And then you had like armor, like damage reduction. So even if something big was shooting you, you could live long enough for your charge to reload and you just shoot off and then get in a cover. like it was so busted with certain character classes. Right. So I'm hoping Anthem doesn't suffer from that.
The shooting in Anthem feels like Lost Planet. Did you guys ever play that?
Yeah. Fucking terrible games.
Yeah. It just like really like even I've gotten loot from I got different weapons now, but they all kind of feel the same. Like the marksman rifle feels, I don't know. It's weird because it almost feels like there's no kick to them, which makes sense because you're in a mech suit.
Yeah, you're in a giant robot.
Yeah, but the weapons. But also when you go up against like a big dog thing or like a wyvern or whatever, it takes so many shots to kill it. And you're in this giant fucking mechanical suit with this giant fucking weapon. Why is that?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a weird disconnect.
Well, I mean, if you could go out there with a fucking bolt action rifle, you really wouldn't need the mech suit, and that would kind of defeat the purpose of the game, you would think.
But that's the other problem I have, is a lot of these weapons look dude-sized. They're not like mech weapons, like Titanfall.
Yeah, the only character that actually gets big boy guns is the big boy mech.
Colossus,
right.
Yes.
The Hulkbuster.
Yeah, but see, that's the class I've been playing, and that's the class that's fun. And yeah, the shooting is not great. The world, from what I can tell, doesn't really seem all that interesting. The abilities are all right. Like the Stormcaller, I'm just gonna call it that for now, has like little ice rockets that are pretty cool, and then he has like a shock AoE. And then like the Colossus just has like a grenade launcher and a shield, which I didn't even figure out. That's the other thing that pissed me off about this demo. There's like no tutorial.
Yeah, because you're jumping into like level 15 like mid game stuff.
Yeah, but they can still walk you through how to do shit. Because even the tutorial in the menus is not very good. And I found they have released guides on how to play Anthem for each different console. But, like, put that shit in the game.
Yeah, that should be in the game.
So,
well,
and
it'll
not-
be in the actual game.
Of course, but it really, this is your first impression on a shitload of people. Like, that's not smart to leave that shit out.
Yeah, the one thing I will say about original Destiny launch, like the alpha and beta for the original Destiny literally was just the start of the game.
Right.
Yeah, and that's how it should be.
So you just went through like pretty much all of the Earth, like the Cosmodrome or whatever the fuck it was, and you had like the whole starting thing of you coming back, you know, your ghost showing up and all that nonsense. And
Yeah, and going
bullshit
through
with
and
it.
picking up your first gun. And,
yeah,
I never understood why, because I know it's happened with games in the past. They'll bring in games media people, and like, this is the beginning of the game, this is a little bit further in, and this is end game. Why don't they just fucking do that with us? Like, they could put something together. It's exactly
Yeah.
super smart. Can you imagine if you could do that? Like, if, because honestly, like,
Yeah,
Elder
'cause-
Scrolls, if Elder Scrolls, if I knew I was gonna get to play in game, I would have kept playing that beta.
Right.
Because in game is what I enjoy. But because I knew it was gonna be this shit the whole time, I was like, I'm out.
yeah. That's the thing with like this demo is like 6 weeks older than like the builds. Like a lot of the media people got to play and have impressions talking about like in the past week or so. It's like, oh hey, like you're playing shit that's probably all changed, like as far as like some of the tuning of the weapons and other stuff. You know, if you're 6 weeks, you know, right at the end of a game, like there's a lot of base level quality of life changes they're probably, you know,
Yeah.
tweaking and testing.
Yeah, the game might be fantastic when it launches, but I'm gonna keep playing the demo. I just don't think, like, this is not in the slightest bit competition for the Division 2 or even Destiny for me. Like, I'm just gonna keep playing Destiny. One of my buddies that is super into Destiny, and he was extremely hyped for Anthem. Shout out to Nico. I don't know if he was super hyped for Anthem. I'm pretty sure he was. But anyways, he's super into Destiny. Like, he's one of the head LARPer guys where we LARP, and a lot of his storylines are very much influenced by Destiny. His game is very much influenced by Destiny. I saw him post on Facebook, like, am I the only one that doesn't like Anthem? Like, oh, thank God. I really think that the problem is, and they did this with World of Warcraft back in the day, that all these fucking games came out that were like, we're going to kill World of Warcraft. And you play it, and you were like, why do you think that? This is...
Yeah.
we're
It
gonna
would either
kill
be
Destiny.
exactly the same, but with no story, or it would just be garbage.
Or it'd just be totally different. And that's what this feels like. This is just totally different from Destiny. And I'm sure this is going to find an audience, and I'm even that audience down the line, but not...
Like there's not enough here to dig you out of the trench of Destiny.
No.
Like
Definitely
it's gonna
not.
take a while for them to mature, because that's the thing that always drives me crazy about people like comparing certain things. It's like, well, you're comparing a thing that's 4 years old now and has had a lot of work put into it versus
Right.
a
To
game
something that's a
that's
demo.
about to come out. Like even
Yeah,
if
but
it had
the
a
demo
comparable level
really
of
should
content,
have-
like
Mhm.
it hasn't had the full in-game user feedback, quality of life changes everyone really wants.
Yeah.
And the other thing about it was, like, when I was playing, I've mostly played Colossus, and I see guys kind of flying, but I seem to remember flying being a big thing in, like, some of the videos, and I don't think you
Yeah.
can fly.
No, the Colossus can.
Really?
Yeah.
How?
Like all of them can, because they all fly at the same speed.
Well, they must be in, like, a cutscene or some shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm like the baby rhino and Jumanji, and I just can't keep up with anybody.
Yeah.
Like, like, you know, in Destiny, when you get too far behind and it's like bringing you up to your fire team or whatever,
Mhm.
that happened to me constantly. in The demo.
Really?
Yes, I couldn't keep up with anybody ever.
Yeah, like just watching this gameplay, like I would rather play Destiny than play this.
And whenever I was going in and I was shooting shit, everything is kind of dark. The enemies are kind of dark. They have a little red dot on them, but it's kind of hard to tell what's what. Then maybe this is just me, but it's just the environments were boring. I just don't like. I play Destiny for the world, for the lore, for the cool weapons, and for the fucking fantastic shooting. And Anthem just has none of it.
I would say
And it
that
does have
fantastic
PvP.
shooting part is debatable, but like that's just me.
Okay.
Like I never liked the feel of Destiny, but I can also tell just like physically looking at this Anthem, I probably wouldn't like this either.
Yeah, this.
It feels like Lost Planet to me, and I hated Lost Planet.
Yeah, the biggest problem with Lost Planet was like conceptually they had some cool stuff there. It's just like that game suffered from old Japanese game designers like trying to make a more modern game because that shit had like the most Japanese ass nonsense like control scheme that was not anything anybody was used to. It's like, oh, why is the jump button? Okay, that's fucking cool. Like, oh, you still have the stupid bullshit X and circle being swapped on the PS4 controller, the B and A being swapped on the 360 controller because it's different in Japan for some reason. It's like, okay, yeah, that's great. Localize that differently, stupid.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Anthem is definitely not a day 1 purchase or day 30 purchase or day 90 purchase for me.
Yeah.
Probably
Like a year or two?
Yeah, that's an anniversary purchase.
Maybe,
Probably.
if it's on sale.
Like you said, I'm entrenched in Destiny. I got this fresh plot of dirt over here. I'm ready to get entrenched in another game like Destiny. And it could have been Anthem, but it's still my Division 2 side.
Yeah, because
now it's going to be Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of,
Maybe.
like you're talking about, like when a trend pops up, and like all the battle royales that came and went,
Sure.
and like all the MMOs that came and went after something got popular. It's just like the only time I can think of that ever actually working, like off the top of my head, would be League and Dota.
Yeah.
But League came out
And
and
Smite to some extent.
League came out and just became more successful because they like hardcore appealed to fucking weebs. And it's a lot more like casual jump
League is
in.
League is also a lot easier, and Smite's arguably easier than League.
Yeah, but it's just like, like League came out after Dota and is way more successful than Dota, even though they're both idiotically successful at all times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like they just like took the other half of that market share that was getting tired of the one or wanted to try to learn how to do the other. It's like, oh hey, we played League until we feel good, then we played Dota, like real boys. That's kind of like honestly the transition. Like most people I know that played Dota is like, oh yeah, man, I used to play League, and then I was like, man, this is kind of feeling hollow. And they started playing Dota. I was like, man, I was lost for like 6 months, even after playing like years of League. And then once I figured out stuff, I was like, oh man, Dota's cool. I was like, well, you're all fucking nerds. Stop playing MOBAs.
Yeah, it's funny because we went from League to Smite to Heroes.
Yeah. R.I.P. Heroes of the Storm.
I played Dota. I've probably put about 5 or 6 hours into Dota. So I played like 2 matches. It's too much. You shouldn't have to have a college degree to play a video game.
Yeah. Man, like the weird, like the commentators for games like Dota, it's like, wow.
Don't talk shit about Perry and Flax.
No, I'm just saying, like, the amount of shit you've got to like have just buried in your brain to reliably commentate like Dota, like fucking give those folks a round of applause. That's like they're putting in fucking work.
Right.
Absolutely. And you got people Heroes of the Storm, and it's like, what the fuck's happening?
Yeah, it's like, hey, look, it's like the Smash Brothers of
It really is. Yeah, hats off to the Smash Brothers commentators
Yeah.
as well, because what the fuck?
Yeah, like, well, that's super simple. It's just like actually
Oh,
knowing.
there's no items.
It's
No
actually
items.
knowing mix-ups of like, all right, how can this character play against this character?
Yeah.
You know, like that's the
there's
stuff
a lot to, there's
of
a
like
lot to
knowing
do
like
there.
spacing, footsies, you know, edge guarding.
Jesus Christ.
Like I can go deep into fighting game commentary.
Apparently.
But I could commentate like a Street Fighter or a Tekken or a Soul
This isn't
Calibur
a job
game.
interview, troll.
But
It might be.
I don't want to. Like
I'm just kidding.
Like I'm out of practice in all those games, but yeah,
So
man,
what
I wish Anthem
Wrestling
well. They got a really cool fucking character creator for the suits. Like,
Yeah, that was the other thing that everybody was like, yeah, but the character creator is better. And yeah, it is. It's fucking fantastic. That's not enough to get me to play a video game.
yeah,
No. This looks like a lot of mindless shooting with zero.
like I want to scroll back and find the comment I had about like any of these games in a comment. God damn it, where was I at? But yeah, I was like, you know, I'm just tired of like escalating math. I think I've said that before. It's like I don't want to take my gun of these numbers, shoot them at this thing to see other numbers pop up, and kill that thing to get a shiny new thing of slightly larger numbers.
Right.
You're
Just
talking
chasing
about-
numbers.
You're talking about my favorite gameplay loop in the world.
JRPGs?
Yeah, like
No.
anything like the grind, like the fucking stat grind. Like
I do.
Yeah.
as someone like I've mentioned before, like I play too many JRPGs. It's like I see the fucking code of the Matrix. It's like I can't reassimilate. I took the wrong pill, man. Give me the other pill. I want to be back in.
That's
Real
like
quick,
when...
this-
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. 'Cause I'm about to change the subject.
Oh, okay, don't do that yet. That's like when I was talking to that guy about, different builds and stuff for Elder Scrolls. I don't care. I just want to get into a giant group of people and go fight another giant group of people.
I just want to get in there and fuck shit up.
Yeah, I don't want to be the strongest. I just want to be a part of it.
You don't want to be the hero.
No, I just want to be... that was always... Not always, but more recently my problem with WoW. When WoW started, you were just an adventurer.
Okay.
Now
Yeah,
you're
we
a
talked
fucking...
about this.
You're a
Right.
fucking god among men, You and everybody else, but you're the chosen one, and
Yeah.
so is fucking Steve the retard standing to your right.
Well, that's like some people have a problem with Destiny lore, because at first it's like, everyone, we need all the Guardians, and like, oh, but you specific... Also you, but you specifically, but you also specifically.
Yeah, like it just... Are we fucking heroes, or are we adventurers? Elder Scrolls makes you feel like you're just an adventurer,
Yeah.
which is
That's
something
cool.
I really enjoy.
So, speaking of, I don't play JRPGs or grinding games. I started playing Kingdom Hearts 3. And, yeah, why do you have that reaction, Bob? You seem very upset that I'm playing Kingdom Hearts.
No, I'm not. It's not a game I really care about.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, like it's like, hey, this is bullshit emo like JRPG stuff mixed with bullshit I don't give a
Shut
fuck
up.
about at Disney stuff.
Not emo. Shut up.
He's gonna go cry.
Do we have to get into the description of what it means to be Norded? Like, all right, bud. Like, they're heartless. They're nobodies. All right.
Right.
Fuck this game.
So, I
Do
will
we
say...
need to get into metaphors?
No. This for me though, like I 100% get all that stuff because holy shit, looking at like the like Kingdom Hearts summary, like the story so far, videos on YouTube, and actually to credit to Kingdom Hearts, all those videos fucking suck compared to they have the memories right at the beginning of the game you can go through. There's like 5 of them, and it kind of gives you the synopsis of all 20,000 fucking games so far.
yeah, I
Right.
think there's 8 total between the different platforms.
No,
Yeah.
I think there's like 17 total.
There's too many.
There's a lot.
I played 1 and 2 and I played the card game. It's not a card game. That was on like Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called. And I didn't beat that.
I want to say that
remember
one was
anything
Dream
from
Drop
it.
Distance. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Because there's Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop Distance. Was that 385 over 2 bullshit?
Chain of Memories.
Chain of Memories is probably the card game.
Yep, it is. I just looked it up. God, I want to play this again, actually.
Yeah, like there was like
So,
I want to say there's the 2 main games. There's at least 4 or 5 handheld games, and there's a mobile game that has some lore in it that's canon.
every game has canon lore in it. That's the problem.
So you would have literally needed to have owned like 5 different platforms.
Correct.
To have gotten all the story of Kingdom Hearts up to this point.
So, Kingdom Hearts and Chain of Memories is on Game Boy Advance. Kingdom Hearts Coded is an episodic mobile game. That's right. 358 in 2 days was DS. Birth by Sleep is PSP. Dream Drop Distance is 3DS. The fuck is this? Kingdom Hearts X? Previously known as Kingdom Hearts for PC browsers? Alright, I don't think that's real.
Well, that was probably not a
It's
US
a prequel
release
to-
kind of thing.
Taking place before the Keyblade Wars. Shit, that might be it. Oh my god. Okay, Kingdom Hearts Unchained X is an Android iOS game. And now it's Union X. Okay, that's the one I have in mobile. And then Kingdom Hearts 3. So yeah.
There's a lot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games.
That's a lot of bullshit to be on the 3rd game.
Yeah. They had a lot to cover.
Yeah. So luckily, if you own a PlayStation, I honestly believe you should buy the remasters.
So there's a trick there because they put out a collection and like a year later they put out another collection that's all the same shit plus one other thing.
Right. But they've also put those collections out on PlayStation 3 and 2. At least 3. PlayStation 2 had something after 2. I don't remember what it was.
But yeah, like
they've
the
done this a lot.
2.5, there's the 2.5 and 2.8 or whatever. Like there's one
2.8?
collection that has all the shit.
But then, here's a kicker. Here's a
Again?
slight spoiler. Here's a slight spoiler for Kingdom Hearts 3. You're playing the beginning of the game through Olympus, and it's very much Kingdom Hearts 2. And then you get to the end of Olympus, and it's like, it's the title screen is like Kingdom Hearts 2.9.
Yeah, like they're insulting themselves at this point.
Dude, I laughed so fucking hard.
Yeah, now
'Cause
because remember, Bob, this is Roman numeral 2.9, the number 9.
Because then you go and you get, all the upgrades and, clearly games like kind of changing and add some new mechanics, and then it shows up with Kingdom Hearts 3. So I thought that was pretty nice. Like that was pretty cool. Yeah, so I'm pretty far. No, I'm not, because I just remembered it's Kingdom Hearts. I'm in the Rapunzel world, which was Rapunzel a big deal for Pixar?
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it sold well.
It's a big movie, yeah.
Like
I've never
Brave, what was that one, Twisted or whatever?
Tangled.
Tangled.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah, like those
I-
did well. It's just like
Yeah.
you're not
I
a
guess I was
kid
just
from
surprised to
the
see
early
it.
2000s.
So the first world was Olympus, and then you go back to Twilight Town, which is a Kingdom Hearts 2 area. And then I went to Toy Story, which was fucking amazing. And now I'm in the Rapunzel world. So I'm like, I don't know how many. I'm probably like 10 or 11 hours in. So but man, the gameplay is so fucking good. Like, put aside the story, we'll talk about that in a minute. The gameplay is, you have 3 different keyblades you can equip, and each, they all have very different styles. Like the Kingdom Key is your kind of standard weapon. I actually have an Xbox exclusive one, which is like a thunder weapon, which is fun. The first weapon you get from Olympus, it'll turn to a shield, and you can like absorb attacks and then send them back. Then you get the shooting star, which is a magic weapon. And all these weapons and all the game in general, as you're hitting, it builds up a meter. You get to use a special attack. So the shooting star lets you use like dual blasters, and you go into like a first person mode and start shooting shit. And then once you hit enough shit, then you get like a rocket launcher, and it's just fucking great. Like I said, the Hercules is like a shield; it's a defensive thing. The favorite deputy Keyblade from Toy Story turns into a big hammer. What does it turn into? Oh, then it turns into like a drill hands. So it's just, those are a lot of fun. You have a lot of different spells. If you use the fire spell repeatedly, it'll give you Fire Gu, just a more powerful version. Now that I have Thunder with the Xbox Keyblade that has Thunder, I have access to Thunder Gu. Is that the third one?
It goes, so it would go Thunder, Thundra, Thundaga.
Thundaga. Okay, so now I have access to the third one because my Keyblade has it. There's armor and accessories and stuff you can swap out on yourself. Donald Duck and Goofy. Fuck off.
Yeah, you gotta remember, Bob, this is a game where Donald Duck is a wizard who's carrying a fucking Glock. Like,
damn right.
Yeah.
Wait, a Glock. Wait, what? Did you say a Glock?
He fucking pulls out the strap. Like, Donald Duck's packing a pistol, man.
He's packing a lot more than that.
Yeah. So
he's shirt decking it. No pants.
Donald is the wizard class, and Goofy is like the tank warrior class.
Which to me, I'm sorry, but that should be like reversed.
Do you think Goofy should be a wizard?
I definitely don't
so
see
he
him
can
as
fucking stutter out spells, like, and just fuck it up. Klaatu Barada Nikto, like, he's gonna summon the fucking undead army.
No, you're wrong, Bob. You're wrong about that one.
Okay.
It does take a little suspension of disbelief for sure, but for me,
a little?
this is like, God, when did the first Kingdom Hearts come out?
2002?
You don't actually know that. Shut up. You're right.
Was I right?
Yeah.
I thought it was somewhere around there.
Yeah, so we're talking 17 years later. Like, there's the meme picture of Haley Joel Osment of, like, when he did the first game, when he was pretty much just a little bit older from when he did the Sixth Sense to now where he's just this old, like, baby face dude with a beard. Like,
but yeah, this is like 17 years in the making for me. This is definitely like, I'm finishing this up. It was definitely what it feels like.
Even though they still intend to make more Kingdom Hearts games after this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is the end of the trilogy.
It's like people were complaining, they need to take the fucking Disney license away from EA. I was like, I'm going to sign a petition. Like, get that shit away from fucking Nomura. Stop this Kingdom Hearts nonsense. Kingdom Hearts is a mistake.
Okay. Agree to disagree. But
I don't think it was a mistake. I mean, it's not the game for me, but I also didn't really get into the first two. So it's just not something I ever got into.
Right, but the gameplay is really good. It's super varied. That's a fun thing about Kingdom Hearts, and especially this game, is they're doing a really good job of making each world feel unique. So, like, the Toy Story world is Titanfall.
Yeah, you get, like, toy mechs you can ride around in and fuck shit up.
Did not expect to be playing Titanfall in Toy Story. So that's fucking awesome. You end up fighting a super creepy doll. The story itself, though, I think that's what I got to say about the gameplay. It's just it's so good. It's very varied. Very varied. There's a variety of gameplay. That sounds better. And I haven't even gotten onto all the worlds yet. I know there's like Big Hero 6 and Pirates of the Caribbean and Monsters Inc. and all this stuff. Like, the Pirates of the Caribbean world looks so cool. And but the story, like, with the whole the nobodies, the heartless, we got to find a vessel for so and so's heart, and he's been split already, so you can't put him back, and you have to rely on your friends, and that will guide your heart to where you need to go next. It's like, all right, come on.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah,
But
like I work with a guy who's like a long time like Kingdom Hearts fan, but you know, like he was like everyone else. He was gullible and played it when he was a kid and didn't realize it was a fucking pile of shit. But he's been replaying the games because like I kind of like talked him into buying like the Spider-Man PS4 bundle. So he's been playing a lot of like PS4 games. So he picked up the collection that came out, and he was like talking about like, yeah, I've been replaying Kingdom Hearts 1. He's like, wow, man, that dialogue is fucking something.
I don't know if it's translation or if it's really just that hokey.
No, like as someone who's like looked into this and seen like even like more accurate fan translations of, like the first two games, it's like they didn't fuck it up that much. Like it's still that
It's
fucking
just
dumb.
hokey.
Yeah, it's just that cheesy.
But that being said, we're saying that as not its target audience. This
Yeah,
is really for kids. You know, like this is why like I don't talk shit about like Pokemon Let's Go was those games were really fucking hokey dialogue too.
Oh, every Pokemon game.
yeah, every
is for the most
Pokemon
part.
is kind of trash except for that loop of getting monsters and enjoying the battle.
Right.
So
like you're playing that game in spite of itself because the gameplay is fun.
I mean, I will say there's a couple story is really that good. But
Well, yeah, it happens.
it's few and far in between.
But I would say Kingdom Hearts is the exact same way. You're doing it for the gameplay. You're doing it to, you know, interact with Buzz and Woody and be
Right.
in that world. And like, dude, almost all the voice actors came back for Toy Story, except for like, you know, Tim Allen and Tom Hanks, obviously. But the guys they got for those are fucking spot on.
I was gonna say like there are people that professionally are like the replacement voices for those guys. Like
They
Right.
fooled me.
Tom Hanks like has a brother that looks just like him. That's his like voice
Mhm.
double and everything else.
Yep.
It fooled me because I'm sitting there listening to both of them talk, and I'm this is Tim Allen and Tom Hanks.
Yeah,
99% sure. Looked it up. No, it's not.
yeah. Well, that's the thing is like there's so many like trailers for movies that have a person doing voice matching that's not even the actual actor. Like there's so many trailers like you
Right.
could find where it's like is that Liam Neeson? It sounds like Liam Neeson. No, it was this other guy because they hadn't finished all like the compositing and ADR of the sound for the movie yet. So there wasn't a final edit. So they just got a guy to go back in and re-record the dialogue for the trailer.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts for me is the same thing as Pokemon. I will
Right.
put up with all that dumb shit because the gameplay is really good, and really because I do want to see like how they tie all this stuff up because there are all these characters that are out there that need to be reunited or need to be killed off or
Yeah,
just
because
whatever.
like the intent of this game is to finish the Xehanort saga, and it's
Right.
not to wrap up.
Troll, you know a whole lot about this fucking game you
Look,
don't
so
like.
the thing is, like, for me, like, even if I don't like this shit, I like to stay focused on it to know why I hate it. You know, like I
Right.
like
It just hates something for no reason.
my dislike is 99% of the time going to be well informed. Like,
Okay,
but yeah,
that's
so
fair at least.
because
Yeah,
I was
you're
like
right.
kind of because I clicked into like a pretty good, well detailed like Kingdom Hearts recap video. Just I wanted to see how far I could get before I was like, please slit my throat.
But this is a bunch of anime bullshit too, the dialogue.
Yeah, and like I have actively been rallying against that dumb shit my entire life. It's
Oh, okay.
like there's like that's why
See,
like I said, you know, you can
but-
fucking cut Dragon Ball Z off at the end of the Namek
Yes,
saga
you
because
are the opposite of the anime kids that I'm used to.
yeah,
The anime kids that I'm used to love that dialogue. So whenever I meet somebody that's like, I'm really an anime, I'm just like, la 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 la. Like I don't want to fucking hear it. Like,
it's like you gotta understand. Like I'm a guy who like I had this discussion like in a Discord the other day. It was like they were talking about Vanquish, the game where you like the dude in
Oh,
the
okay.
robot suit and you're sliding. It's
I
like
heard it's really good.
it's a really cool game. Like the gameplay is great. It's made by Platinum, but it suffers
Oh.
the same problem I have with a lot of the
Yep.
other Platinum games. Like with Bayonetta, it's like this dialogue is just so fucking hokey and bad.
Yep.
Like, regardless of how
Absolutely.
good this game is, I can't fucking play it because I'm just going to be fucking angry and squeezing my controller and trying not to, like, throw it into the fucking screen because this is some dumb bullshit. It's like, like fucking, try harder, guys. Like, at least with a binary domain, they knew what they were doing. Like they played into their weird campy anime bullshit a lot better. And, like, it fit that world a lot better.
Okay.
Like, literally, there's some straight up, like, oh my god. Yeah, like I've always been a, no, fuck that anime dialogue bullshit. Like,
you weren't one of those kids that used to, like, run with their arms backwards?
no, I never did the Naruto run.
Yeah, those are the kids I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I know exactly the kind of kids you're talking about.
Yeah, so when someone tells me they like anime, I just kind of dismiss them.
They're the non-English speaking juggalos, basically. Those fucks.
Yeah, kind of.
like they're that
Not
same
wrong.
person that would fall in like that deep. It's like the weird conversations I used to have about, like, rumors about, like, where the actual story in Dragon Ball is going, because in Dragon Ball Z, like, you were getting, like, dubs coming in to these people, like, upwards of, like, 3 years after they had originally aired. Like, so far behind. I was sitting there like,
Yeah.
Guy, I can show you a VHS tape of what Dragon Ball GT looks like. You don't want to see it. Vegeta has a mustache. It's fucking terrible. I mean, he's got a straight up porn, like, cop mustache.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And that series isn't canon, so don't watch it anyway. But
That's good. Right.
but yeah, like, with
back
Kingdom
to
Hearts, it's
Yeah.
just, yeah, like, there are some scenes where it's like, I understand what they mean, and like it's all like pretty much like positivity and good times. Like, I can appreciate what Kingdom Hearts is trying to be. It's just, you know, like, fuck me, I'm never playing it.
I do wish it was built a bit more for adults, but
Well,
it's
then
a
just go play
Disney
Final
thing.
Fantasy 15.
Yep.
Because,
that I mean, I do play the Pocket Edition.
as I say, the combat from Final Fantasy 15
Yeah.
is pretty much like Kingdom Hearts style.
I'd say it looks essentially the
A little
same.
bit. I will say, like, there's a cooking mini game in Kingdom Hearts that's really good, and the reason I like it so much is it's really fast. So it's like you have to take the left and right stick and push them. You have to keep them in the middle at first, and then slightly push one to the left and one to the right because you're cracking an egg. Then you have to hit a button to release it. Once there's enough, like, imagination behind Sora, there's, like, all these sparks and stuff, and you're done. And you've earned yourself an item. And I love that and if you do it correctly, you get you masterpiece that are excellent, whatever. And I love it because it's so short, and I love it because it's Ratatouille. Like, that's one of my favorite Pixar movies. As soon as I got Twilight Town, I saw the bistro. I'm like, that Ratatouille motherfucker showed up in this world. And it turns out Uncle Scrooge owns the bistro. Like, I love all the little Disney tie-ins. Sadly, I found out there's only one Final Fantasy character in the game, and it's oh my god, Kupo. Help me out here, troll.
The Moogle?
Yes, the Moogle, the shopkeeper.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cloud and Aaron. It's Aaron, right, from Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, Arn is the guy with the stupid long sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The good guy Sephiroth that looks like Jean Reno.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cloud and Aaron are mentioned in it so far, and that's it. At the beginning of the Toy Story level, there is a straight up Final Fantasy Advent Children fucking video that was confusing as fuck. Because you're playing this cartoony Disney fucking Kingdom Hearts game, and then all of a sudden Advent Children basically starts playing. And it's like super high res, super well made, crazy fight scenes, and it's like, what happened? Did the Xbox switch something?
Hot take: Spirits Within was an okay movie.
Yeah, no, I like Spirits Within. It just has nothing to do with Final Fantasy.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like, it's a cool sci-fi movie. Just don't know what it is Final Fantasy related. Yeah.
The dialogue in the Toy Story world is so fucking good. Like when you show up, your Sora looks like Yazora from that mentioned Advent Children looking thing. And apparently Rex has been playing it a lot. So he's like, "It's Yazora." He's like, "No, my name's Sora." And he goes, "Yazora." He just keeps fucking saying it. And it's just so funny. And then they're talking about how this is a different world from the world they're used to. And Woody's like, "Oh, that makes sense. That's why some of our friends have disappeared. That's why Buzz's laser started lasering."
Lasering?
He's
Yeah.
a fire in his laser.
It's just really funny to me. And then, like, in between the worlds, there's still the gummy levels where you get to build your gummy ship. And Chip and Dale are the guys who engineer it. They engineer your gummy phone. You know, more awesome Disney connections.
Yeah, you've got a gummy phone with gummy apps now, apparently.
Yeah.
Gaps.
The gummy gameplay is like kind of open world, and you can go to all these different waypoints, so you can fast travel to them. There's different treasure spheres that you can find to give you more gummy parts, which are just parts to build your ship, like kind of like that game you were looking at a while back, Bob, like Trailblazers or something, where you could build
Trailmakers
vehicles. It's that, but for a ship.
Yeah, I've seen some gameplay for that.
So that's a lot of fun. You can go do that for hours. So I appreciate the varied gameplay in Kingdom Hearts and the neat world. I can't wait to get to fucking Pirates of the Caribbean and Big Hero 6. Like, there's so much in this game I'm looking forward to.
You know, it is so bizarre every time I hear about Big Hero 6 and I see like Baymax, you know, Michelin Man-ass Baymax from that movie in that game. I was like, it's so bizarre that Big Hero 6 became an actual animated movie and that it was popular. It's like, that was a weird like spin-off series that had like 12 issues of a comic book.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it wasn't very long.
Yeah, like it had like a 6-issue and then a different 6-issue later, and I don't even remember if they were like directly related. I think they kind of rebooted it both times. Like, you know,
I'm not sure. Yeah,
it's
I don't
just
remember.
like, yeah, because like there's so much that is not in like the original kind of like idea of what Big Hero 6 was in that movie, but it works better and it's cool.
Yeah,
I like the movie. I think the movie's good.
it's one of my favorite Disney movies ever. Like this game has Toy Story in it. It has Monsters Inc. It has Ratatouille. It has Big Hero 6. I like Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, I really liked the first couple of movies, and then they went too long. But I love that world. So this game has got like so many things for me that I love. Rapunzel was way out of fucking left field for me, but it's fine. It's actually been very entertaining.
Yeah, it's like I just look at that game like all those Disney properties. Like, well, I just don't give a fuck about any of these. Like, like Pirates of the Caribbean and Big Hero 6 are probably the only two in that list I can think of that I actually like really liked. Like, I appreciated, you know, the first Toy Story. I like Toy Story 2. I never watched 3.
You'll cry at the end.
Oh, I'm a
really?
big weepy bitch.
I was gonna say 3's probably the worst one.
I don't think any of them are the worst ones.
But
I don't really care.
it's just
3's okay, but it's certainly not the best.
It's just, yeah, like it's so weird to me, like knowing like, hey, I'm a guy who like appreciates musicals, but every Disney movie that was a musical I never liked because I just never thought any of their
sad man.
Well, I never thought any of their songs were
actually
that great. Like the only one I actually think the music is really good is Lion King, and then I just don't enjoy that movie. You know, it's oh hey, it's, you know, fucking basic bitch ass Hamlet. Like,
That's a good way to put it.
yeah, it's like oh hey, like, you know, the movie Avatar. Oh hey, look, it's fucking, you know, it's fucking John Smith coming to the new world, saying hi to Pocahontas, but she's a giant blue cat with a fucking like a weird sex organ tail dick thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Space Pocahontas.
Space Pocahontas.
Space-ahontas.
Yeah, so that's it for for Kingdom Hearts for me.
But yeah, like I've got a bunch of things I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to run through them all pretty fast.
Yeah, we are running a bit late.
Yeah, because I want to go to sleep, and most of this stuff is like stuff I can sum up pretty quick.
Okay.
But I had talked to Bob previously, and probably you previously as well, about Celeste. I had finally finished Celeste from the last time I had actually spoken about it on here. God damn, that game's great.
Yeah, I have it now on Xbox because it's part of the Games of Gold.
Games of Gold, yeah.
Played it for about 30 minutes and just nope the fuck out.
Yeah. And
dude, oh my god, this game is so beautiful. The music is so cool. The jumping is spot on, fantastic. But it's so mean it hurt my feelings. Like it's just it's not for me.
But yeah,
that's it. Go ahead.
Yeah, this game's great. Like I said, it was one of those weird things of like I could tell the music, like when I heard the music just unrelated through like Spotify, I was like,
it's on Spotify?
Yeah, the soundtrack was on Spotify because before the Game Awards, they had like all the soundtracks for the games that were nominated for soundtrack up on Spotify. And Jeff Keighley did a podcast series where he interviewed the people from those soundtracks.
What?
Yeah, that was all pretty good. They have like an interview with Lena Raine, the composer for Celeste. They had Bear McCreary and a bunch of the other people from all the other things.
That sounds awesome.
It's all on Spotify. Like you go to the podcast section, it's still like at the top of the list of like recommended things for most people. But yeah, Celeste was goddamn great. Like I said, I had heard the soundtrack and I didn't like it out of context because it is like such a well-made like ambience for a game where you're like dying, resetting, and going again so often. It's never like super obtrusive except for the moments where it's it's meant to be. You're like transitioning from this one spot to the next area fast, and you're having like that swell of emotions. Yeah. Really cool game. Can't recommend it enough.
Even now, I'm watching it like play this, and like I will say, I appreciate that this game doesn't start off easy. It starts off really hard.
Yeah,
it's it's kind of like this is who I am, love me or leave.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that because there's some games you play and it's like, this is great. And then it's like, okay, this is who I really am. This is how hard this game really is. You're like, oh, fuck, I'm not playing anymore then.
It's like, hey, guys, I was here because this was like a cool, weird game in space. And then all of a sudden, like, you just like opened a door and kicked me in the dick and poured beer on my head. I was like, God damn it, Steve, not again.
I was playing a Disney game and then you started talking about darkness in your heart. I don't understand.
Yeah. You called me a nobody. Like, fuck, man, I have emotions. I'm a sensitive being.
I'm not heartless.
Yeah, I'm not heartless.
Oh, God.
No, you're heartless. But, yeah, I can't recommend it enough. Like, it goes on sale often enough. It was Games with Gold, but last month, 2 months ago now.
If you like, no, it was last month, maybe?
It was the December, I want to say.
If you like Meat Boy, Super Meat Boy rather, or like I don't even know.
Yeah, if you've ever liked a really like precise platformer,
yeah,
it's good stuff.
Bob, give it a shot.
I might pick it up.
Yeah, it's available on damn near every platform possible.
I mean, I'll be terrible at it, but
yeah,
it still looks fun.
I would recommend trying to get it kind of cheap because, again, you might not play it. God, I fucking hate saying that. Like, it's a good, like, well-made game.
You got to know the people you're talking to. That's why, like, whenever I recommend games, like, I talk to them for a bit. I get a feel of things I actually liked, and I try to suss out, well, why did they like that? Well, this is, like, super stupid, repetitive loot grind. All right, let me recommend that.
Well, it's like when I asked you Hollow Knight, and you pretty much told me no.
Yeah, because
because I might be bad at it doesn't mean that I won't enjoy it.
yeah, it's like, hey,
Right.
do you want a really obtuse 2D Dark Souls? No, well then
No.
don't buy Hollow Knight. Like Hollow Knight's an amazing game, just
But on paper and video form, it's big.
yeah,
But,
it looks fantastic because it's well made. But then you like, oh, I don't know how to get anywhere because there's no maps. Oh, I gotta hear this fucking guy whistle, and then have enough money to go find him and then buy the fucking map. I was like, okay, yeah, great move, guys, great move.
So what else did you play?
I started up and finished Rondo of Blood. Like some of the stuff is like a few weeks back, but we never got to it, so I'm just running through them fast. God damn, did I forget like how much I always disliked Knockback.
Oh, this is the Castlevania game.
Yeah,
right?
this is the Castlevania game.
Bloodstained is free on Xbox right now.
Yeah, good stuff. Curse of the Moon.
Yeah, I might play through that a little bit again.
Yeah, like the Rondo is great. Like it's like the pinnacle of the old style Castlevania games. But man, like even by the time you got to Rondo of Blood, like they had the ability to like make the game difficult for other reasons. But this is probably like one of the highest like random variable like Castlevania games, like some of the enemy patterns and like the random drops from killing enemies to get different like sub weapons. It can be super unpredictable in a lot of areas, but man, it's got some great.
Is this an old game or is this a new game?
Well, it's a release of an old game. Like Rondo of Blood was from like 95, 96, because it came out. It's the direct like game before Symphony of the Night.
And it's Rondo, like Rondo.
Rondo, yeah. It's a piece of music.
Okay.
It's all the fucking dumb musical puns. But yeah, it's real good. It was part of the Castlevania Requiem collection that was released on PS4. It's a really basic collection they had already done previously on like the PSP. So it's kind of just like a big boy port of that version.
Yeah.
It's got the original like really bad voice acting if you want it. Because there's like weird like low budget anime cutscenes setting up the story. You can like super early in the game unlock a different character, Maria, who's like this little like blonde girl who's a other like demon hunter, but she's essentially like the easy mode.
Yeah.
Because she has like super OP abilities. She's like the wizard guy from Curse of the Moon. Like,
okay.
He's pretty easy to kill, but like if you know what you're doing, like you just fucking skate on these hoes. Like you're just rolling through. Just like all your moves are just murdering everything as you get close. Like Maria is like so ridiculous. Awesome Games Done Quick. When that happened like a month or two ago, I was curious to see like when they had done like a speed run for this game because I was playing it at the time, and I was like, I saw their speed run and it was a race, so they had like 2 or 3 different people playing Rondo of Blood as Maria, and you just see these dudes just like fucking la-di-da-di-da, just not giving a fuck, like, just rolling through, just roll, like old school, like, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, just like spam roll, go fast.
Right.
But it's damn good. It's not a great like port collection. Like it's super basic. The menus are hideous to look at, but the games are both great. Symphony of the Night's legendary. Rondo of Blood's real cool, but it's a hard style to go back to, especially like when you see some real bullshit. Like one of the levels early on you get to, like there's these like weird like samurai ghosts that have these pole arms with like little balls that spin, and like you're like, okay. And then all of a sudden you get into that level a few steps and you see those guys. And then like the third one you come across is on a platform just below where you can crouch and, hit your fucking whip. But his goddamn pole arm can reach you on your platform. So it's like you've just got to like, bait him out with spacing and just YOLO right at him and spam your whip fast enough to kill him before he like knocks you off into the water and you die, and you're like, "Oh, you sons of bitches!" Like, like that artificial like gating through like bullshit difficulty the old games used to do. I highly recommend it. But another game I picked up super cheap on the Switch. It's called Tasukete Taco-san. Save Me, Mr. Taco-san. So it's like this weird. It's this weird little game. They essentially made like an old school like Game Boy Color game. It's like this weird. Yeah. It's like this weird platformer of your tacos, Japanese word for octopus. So yeah, you're this octopus. Like your brother is like the leader of the army, and he's trying to take over the surface world. The humans have been eating octopus. Like they're animals. Like we can't stand for this. So we're gonna go up there and we're gonna kill everybody and take over the land again. So you're trying to go through and save people in these levels, and it. Like I liked the premise. I liked the style, the aesthetic, but then much like another game I'm about to talk about, it's like the actual game itself was not interesting enough to like keep me coming back to it. Like it was just too simple. The mechanics of it are just like basic. Okay, you go here, you do this. It's like it's a big nostalgia play. Like if you ever played in those old games, like the original Game Boy, like Kirby's Dream Land or whatever, it's kind of one of those games.
That's what it looks like.
But it was cool. Like I found it on sale for like $5. It's I think $10 normally.
What console did you play it on?
I played on the Switch because it was on sale 1 week, but it's on PC as well, I think.
I don't know. This looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's got color filters, so like on the actual Switch itself, like the shoulder buttons would just change to the color scheme. Like you can make it to old school, like original Game Boy, black and white.
Mm.
Downwell is on the Switch now. Speaking of changes.
But yeah, like it's neat. The next game I was going to talk about was kind of that similar vein. It's this game called Iconoclasts. I don't remember if I bought it or if it was, I think it was given away for PlayStation Plus, but it's one of those games I was always eyeballing to see if it was going to be on sale. This is a game where like the premise and like the story is way more interesting than the actual game itself.
Oh yeah, no, I looked at this on Switch.
Yeah, like this is like this game like looks kind of like a Super Nintendo game. And it kind of reminds me of those Super Nintendo, like late Genesis era JRPGs, for like the type of story it tells. But it's a really basic, like side-scrolling platformer without any kind of like real depth. It's like super basic puzzle solving, super basic enemies. Like you come through the area, but like the story is really interesting. But I played about 3 hours. I started to get somewhere. I started to see some cool stuff, but then I stopped. And I played some other things, and then I looked it up when I was about to start playing another game I'll talk about, Resident Evil 2. It's like, how much longer do I have in this game? It's like a 12-hour game. And I was like, no, like, like I'll just watch like a story of this because like I can't play 9 more hours of this gameplay. Like,
right?
Like it's the game is lackluster compared to the presentation, like the sounds. Story, like I like what it was doing. It's just, man, I wish it was in a better like game.
Yeah.
So what is the gameplay of it?
Let me scroll through and find some stuff. Yeah, you just like you're scrolling left and right, like it's this weird world of like this kind of like religious organization. Like everybody's like given a job. Like it's your job is chosen for you. Like.
Those animations look really cool.
Yeah, like I said, like the presentation's fantastic. The style is fantastic. It's just like, okay, like you've got a button that hits your wrench, you got a button that fires your basic little blaster, but you can only like aim in like the primary directions, but then it kind of auto aims with it when you're within range. So like there's not really any kind of like difficulty. It's just like if you do the thing, you'll succeed.
Right.
But So like, yeah, the character you play is this girl Robin. She's a mechanic. She's not supposed to be. It's against the rules, and like people are being punished for like doing stuff like that. It's like this whole like weird future world of like ivory fuels like the thing that everything runs on, and like only like the church is allowed to handle it or whatever. Like it's like this super cool like weird like sci-fi kind of like almost even like fantasy mixed in story of like there's like super powered people that have like the ivory in their blood they've been experimented on to have this shit put into their body, so like they have like superpowers. There's like these agents that work for the church that are looking in to find heretics. It's like, yeah, there's this cool weird story, but then I was just like, man, like this is just like, all right, go over here, drop down through this, hit my wrench on this thing. Is this a time gate or is this a normal open gate? Oh, it's a time gate. All right, open this, run up here, jump on this wall, climb up, jump on that wall, climb up. Now I'm through. And then on the other side, if I have to come back, I'll have to figure out where the little knob is to open that gate again and just run back and, backtrack. Like I don't know.
This looks like fun, but I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Things so long.
Yeah, like being another 9 more hours, like at a conservative, like just running through, not doing any side stuff, because there's not really much side stuff. It's like, yeah, like this, the story's cooler than the game. I played through and completed another game called OwlBoy.
Oh yeah, how was that?
It's weird. Like again, it's one of those things where like the presentation is like immaculate. Like it looks great, has this great art style. But when I first looked at it, I did not expect it to be kind of like a weird like side-scrolling like Metroidvania lightish kind of game that's a twin-stick shooter.
Okay.
Because like, so you've got like companions you find. Like the basic guy you have there, he's got like a little blaster, and he's your weapon to fight enemies and do other stuff. But you've got to pick him up. So like you swing over there, you hit the button to pick him up, or you've got like this amulet you find early on, which is what's shown in the video, that lets you teleport your companion to you. So like you can like do like the spin move to drop him, do the thing you need to do, and then just hit the button, teleport him right back in your hands, and start shooting again.
Are there other companions?
Yeah, there's 2 other companions you eventually unlock, and they're where the backtracking Metroidvania style thing is. Like, so like there's areas where like there's boxes, and the basic boxes only this guy's little blaster can shoot. And then there's stuff that requires fire, and like the second guy you find has like a fiery blunderbuss that lights stuff on fire.
Then you have to go back and find all the stuff you couldn't get to before.
Yeah, and like there's a third guy who has like this spiderweb stuff, but he's kind of like your grapple hook character. Like, oh, like I can't fly through water and go up this waterfall, but hey, there's a grapple hook point, and he can yoink me up there, and I can move on. Yeah, like I said, the game's really cool. Like, it plays pretty well. It doesn't overstay its welcome. I think like the entire playthrough was like, I think 7-ish, 8 hours.
Okay, I played a little bit at a buddy's house, and I liked it okay.
Yeah, I like this kind of story it's telling about this world of like owls and like these floating islands that are slowly drifting apart. And like all this neat stuff. My only problem is like certain areas are just like the actual presentation gets in the way of the game. And I don't mean
really?
Like, oh, blah blah blah, the style. It's like, no, literally there was a boss fight where I had of like the parallax scrolling, which is, like the 3 layers. So as you move, it looks like the whole background is like a world moving behind you. So like there's the main layer on the primary background layer that usually has like transparencies, and a third layer in the background, which is like the static paint. So as you scroll, like the pillars, like in the castle in Castlevania, are moving, but it's all the same wall in the very back.
Yep.
So in this game, they have like some foreground elements in front, to add like some depth to some of these scenes, and they look great. But in like this one boss fight, like that front layer was literally hiding my body when I was at the top of the screen. So like in the middle of this weird fight that was kind of bullshit, like I was like, where the fuck is my character? Because I was trying to avoid like these monkeys that are being thrown at me, because if they grab you and you don't like shake them off, which is another thing. It's like nowhere in this game does it tell you that, oh, you got to mash buttons to break out of this thing in this one boss fight. But you can't mash the button you were mashing a second ago to fire. You've got to mash the spin button to break out. So if you're just sitting there trying to spam the fire button, you'll just be dragged down into lava and die. You got to hit the other button to break loose. It's like, well, that's just some bullshit. But
wow,
like
this
I said,
game came out in 2016.
Yeah, this game's old on PC. It was just like, I want to say late 2017, early 2018. It came out on like all the other systems, and then it came out on Switch like
probably late 2018 or halfway through.
Mid to late 2018 on Switch. But yeah, it's real cool. Like, I liked where it went. I liked how it paid off. I liked the whole story. It's just, it had its real bad spots that, needed some work. And the presentation, you could tell, was like the actual like emphasis, and some of the minor things like suffered for it to look as cool as it is and animate as well and to be so nice looking. Like, man, it's a cool looking game. But I loved that. I played some more Realm Royale, because like it's one of those games where I'm just jumping in every time I see an update to see like how different it is.
Right. Yeah, I didn't go back and play it yet, but I need to.
Well, they've kind of added some more stuff since the last time I had played, of where like when it hit the full open beta just recently on like PlayStation.
They added more since we talked about it last week.
Well, it's about that same thing. Like, they gave away their battle pass. Like I said, they got the weird like card deck system now. Like, as you progress and level up, some of the weapons, some of the RNG is still like super heavy. Like, there's a rune, which are like the passive things you can find from chests, or you can craft. One of those runes is just like, oh, constantly regenerate shield, or your armor, I should say. As like, that's one of those things that, well, fuck, as long as you like play slow, you win the game. Like, because like you just are permanently always regenerating health at all times. Like, it's like 20 armor per like second, and you can get up to 1500 armor. And so, like, you fire a few shots, you take some damage, you back up, you hide, and then your armor builds back up slowly, and then you peek out, you fire again. Like, that's where, like, the more I played this and, like, the weird RNG, because, like, in this particular stream, like, I won a game pretty early on, 10 kills. Like, I still suspect there's a lot of bots, but not as much as there used to be. But it's just like, man, I got to this point. It's like, I won this because of the loot I had. And
right.
Then other situations I come across, it's like, this one game I remember dropping, it's like, I just kept finding the SMGs. The SMGs are fucking terrible. They're fucking terrible. Because every other gun just has, like, insane DPS. It's like, oh, hey, the slug rifle hits for, like, 600 damage every bullet, and you got 6 shots. You can fire them pretty quick. Oh, the SMG, oh, yeah, it's a 35-round clip, but it does like 35 damage per bullet. So like, you've got to empty out that entire clip to add up to like 2 or 3 shots of the slug rifle. And it's just like, man, like, oh, the shotguns are super relevant. It's like, oh, I'm trying to fight a guy that has a shotgun. All I can find is literally like 4 SMGs. Like, I just kept finding SMGs. It's like, for the love of God, man, give me something else. Anything. And that's where like the kind of brilliance, I will say, of Fortnite shines. Of like, the building and being good at building levels that RNG playing field so much in Fortnite compared to every one of these other battle royales I've checked out. It's like,
yeah,
it's like that makes so much difference for like, in game, like reliability. Like you can have a much more consistent experience because you have, this other thing that's not RNG that just requires skill to kind of counteract stuff. But yeah, it's fun. It's full open beta, I think, on all the platforms. Like it's been out on PC for a while, but I do believe now on the Xbox and PS4 it's open beta. If you just want something else to check out, if you like it, it's free. You don't have to pay anything. You level up, you get some cool stuff.
I've enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. And then the last thing, I have finished the Claire A run on Resident Evil 2.
Nice.
And I intend to go back and do the Leon B, which is going to be this, the second run for that arc. And man, I waited 20 years for this thing. This thing is fucking fantastic.
Really?
Yeah, but it has still all the exact same problems. Kind of like some of the base structures is still the same problems of the old Resident Evil game because, yeah, it's a pretty much from the ground up remake. They worked on this thing for like 4 or 5 years. Like this is a brand new game that just happens to have the same structure as an old game from 20 years ago. But man, it's just like it's like every zombie is a fucking problem. People are
like how it used to be.
yeah, it's like what do you mean? I shot a zombie like 12 times in the head and it didn't die. I was like, well, people, that's not zombie rules. Like, well, no, that's Resident Evil rules. Like the original
Right.
The original PlayStation versions of Resident Evil 2. Like you aim, you tip up, you shoot, you go pop, pop, pop. All right, now he's dead. Cool. Like it always took multiple things because these aren't just like zombies; these are biological weapons.
Right.
Like this is
they're like mutants.
This is a virus that is meant to be dropped in to places to kind of turn the population of a country against itself.
Right.
So you can just wait it out.
I thought about getting this. I kind of really want to.
I mean, it's one of those games that'll be on sale soon enough. But, like Resident Evil 2 is like one of my all-time games. I had to have it. They're going to have some DLC content coming in fairly quick. So the side stories. Because, you can unlock the survivor stories for Hunk and then Tofu.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's those cool. Are in here. And it's fucking fantastic. The Tofu one. Because the Tofu run was always the Hunk run. Just you were like the hitbox test model that looked like a piece of tofu that they made it look more like a piece of tofu. And like as he takes damage, you've got your fine, caution, critical. As you take damage as Tofu, who's a jiggly pile of tofu, he actually has chunks missing out of him until you heal. And then he becomes a solid block of tofu again. Like it's fucking fantastic. Like the little details. Like there are some moments that are like just genuinely terrifying as you're like, fuck. I've been making sure to go through and actually like board up the windows in the police station so that none of the zombies can spawn back in afterwards. Right. I've been finishing zombies so I can run back to this area later on and not have to worry about anything. Yeah, you can play smart. Shoot them in the leg a few times, their leg will break off, and then they become crawlers and they're easier to dodge. And you save some bullets that way. But since I was like being thorough and just trying to make it simple.
I'm watching this video. Sorry, this video I'm watching. Like she starts crawling on the door. I'm like, please don't do that.
Yeah, when you first go into that area, like the shutter only opens up that much, and it's pitch black on the other side. She's like, "Well, I guess I'll crawl through here." I was like, "No, don't do that."
Right, that's a bad idea.
Have you ever seen a horror movie?
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, like man, it's just so damn good. Like the payout is great. Like I really want to get through the Leon B soon so I can have the actual final boss fight and see the.
So that's what I want to know. The A and B runs, are they different, or are you replaying the same game?
You're replaying two different versions of the same events. So like in this case, Claire deals with Mr. X, who's like the crazy guy with the
right, but is Claire A different from Claire B?
Yeah, because essentially like the A scenarios are pretty much the same for both characters. So like Claire A and Leon A are essentially the same thing.
Oh, okay.
It's the B run that's different, you know. So you see two different sides. So like in this one, I dealt with Mr. X a bunch. Like once you get past a certain point in the police station, Mr. X shows up and he's always chasing you.
Mr. X.
X gonna give it to you. Like that's been a great. Those have been great edits online. It's like because you always hear like Mr. X stomping around. And all of a sudden, like somebody did like the audio is muted. All of a sudden, you hear like the music. And all of a sudden, it says he opens the door, and Mr. X is right over there, and he punches him. It's like it breaks into X gonna give it to you. He gonna like so you hear the music muted because he's in a different room and he's far away, and they slowly raise the volume with like that kind of like muffled sound, like sound through to the wall.
That's awesome.
And I was like, knock, open up the door. It's real. Like it's just so great. It's like seeing those videos pop up. But like later on, you know, Claire, like the A run, you deal with the G virus. Like William Birkin is the guy who created the G virus. He's the guy who made all this shit. He injects himself because like Umbrella shows up to steal the stuff when stuff starts going bad, and they shoot him, and he injects himself to stay alive, and he becomes like the giant mutated thing you fight through the end game as Claire. But in the case of Leon, or at least on the B run, Mr. X, you know, goes Super Saiyan and becomes like the super tyrant. You're fighting him instead of like the G virus guy. So like it's the same environments. There's like some small parts of like in the Leon run, you have a scenario where you play as Ada Wong. And in the case of Claire, there's a small part where you play as Sherry Birkin, the daughter you find of William.
Right.
So like there's some other stuff. There's a lot more new stuff than I expected. But then there's also like stuff they brought back that I just didn't think. Like I think I told Bob like the spark shot was like this awful gun you got late game as Claire in like the underground like Umbrella facility, and it just shot like this little like electricity spark. It wasn't great. And now in the new game, like I saw this thing behind the wall. I was like, all right, I gotta get in there anyways. I gotta do this puzzle to find these like chess pieces to open up this door. And I was like, what is that gun? That looks cool. I get in there and I pick it up and it's a spark shot. I was like, holy fuck, they brought back the spark shot? And then I saw it, you know, because like I believe the original spark shot was like operated on a percentage and not like ammo. Like most of the guns that were like automatic, like the Uzis, you just had like 100% ammo, and then as you fired, you eventually ran out of bullets.
Right.
But with the spark shot in this one, it works a lot like the rail gun kind of thing from Dead Space, where you shot like these antennas, and when you hit the alternate fire, it electrified it. So like the spark shot in this one, like you fire this needle into people, and then as you hold the gun up, it charges, and it explodes eventually. So it's like it's like a really cool gun, like in this game. But man, I can't wait to get back to play it. Soon they're gonna have like some new content stories. So they're adding like Kendo is like the guy who runs this pawn shop. Like in the beginning of the Claire run in the original game, that's where you found like a shotgun behind a counter.
Yep.
Like as far as I can tell, like you see that building like mid game, but you can't get into it. It's locked up. But one of the survival stories they're adding as DLC, you play as that guy that ran the pawn shop.
That's cool.
So like
that is cool.
There's some neat like other like expanded stories of this lore of this world. But
I think that's cool. I don't know like what else they add to the game other than stuff like that.
Yeah. But my whole thing is, the more I think about it, like how amazing this game is, it's like there's really no reason to do a 3 remake because no one gives a fuck about 3. And 4 is still plays well enough to not really do like a full remaster.
Right.
But there's a part of me that kind of wishes like they would just reboot at this point. Like just they kind of did that with Resident Evil 7, but kind of kept way too much of the old stuff still in there. Like, you had to get deep into 7 to see the weird shit from the old games.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, man, just reboot at this point, because there's a lot of dumb shit and retconning they've had to do to try to make. I feel like
that's what they're doing. They're just rebooting.
Yeah, it's not full. Like, they've got a set canon now. Mostly, although like it's still not fully set, because it's like, well, these things happen. Who they happen to and other stuff like that kind of doesn't matter. Both these people make it out alive in the end, and they were both involved in the same scenario, so they have like similar stories. So it doesn't matter which one did what, but that stuff happened. That's still not a great answer, guys.
Yeah, I think the reboot is smart, and Resident Evil 2 was such a beloved game that they could just be like, well, we're just going to leave this in our canon, so go ahead and play it again.
Yeah.
Because you all wanted to anyway.
Because, yeah.
I think everyone was excited for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they announced it like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And then it went dead silent, and then all of a sudden the trailer showed up at like E3 last year. It was like, oh fuck, is that Resident Evil? Holy fuck, it's Resident Evil. They did the thing. But man, it's damn good. Like my first run here went about 6 hours. Like just over 6 hours. So I got a B rank. You know, not bad for a first try. Like taking my time, looking around. I only saved like 10 times. I was playing old school, like my old school Resident Evil brain of just like YOLO, checkpoint to checkpoint, you know, just handling business. But yeah, it's damn good. Like I really want to get back to try like Resident Evil 7. Like I liked Resident Evil 7 was doing. I just didn't enjoy playing it. Because like I feel like that game, like the primary appeal for some people of that was like the VR mode, since you could play that from start to finish in VR. But when I was playing it, you know, when it first came out, I was like, everything feels slow and weird. Like they're trying to intentionally reduce, you know, motion sickness for the people that are going to play this thing in VR mode. And I think they've since like had patches and updates and changed some stuff up to where it feels better. Yeah. But yeah, I can't recommend this game enough. But that's been pretty much everything I've done. One last thing, real quick. Fortnite today had an in-game like live concert.
I heard about that. I kind of wanted to get on just to see it.
Yeah, like it was cool. Like there's a DJ Marshmello, and they had set this all up. So there's like, you know, free stuff you can get from doing like the challenges that are like an emote, and this mallet that looks like his marshmallow head helmet that lights up when people dance near it. Like it's cool. But like in the event they built like the stage, and at the time you went there, like it was an actual performance, so they had like his song, they had him record dialogue for things. And like one of the coolest parts that just lets people know like Fortnite is still out there pulling out their dick and slapping people with it when they think they're going to compete. It's like, oh yeah, we're going to do a live concert in-game worldwide for everybody else. Any millions of players can jump in and watch this. But in the scenario, like you walk up to the stage and you see the thing start. It's got like the weird holographic like teddy bear characters dancing, and like the pyros going off, the stage lights are happening. And then in the part where it gets to like the drop for the song, a Marsh is like, all right, guys, I want to see you guys jump. This floor you were standing on this whole time, as soon as it hits the drop, when he says he wants to see you jump, the ground becomes a bouncy floor, and everybody's like bouncing around.
What?
like watch that video online. It's fucking crazy.
I'll have to look it up.
But yeah, man, like that stuff's cool. Like there's nobody like competing on that level of like just constantly bringing out new content. And like trying new things, breaking new records, doing weird shit. Like it just looks like they're just having so much fucking fun making that game.
All right, well, I just want to end this with we're gonna do a real quick segment here with Bob, because last week me and Troll answered our favorite things. So I got some rapid fire. Find out what your favorite things are.
Rapid fire. I don't know.
Yeah, rapid fire, because I gotta go. Favorite YouTuber.
Favorite YouTuber
YouTubers. Yeah.
ever?
Well, just pick like your favorite right now, or ever, or whatever.
Hold on. Maybe.
Rapid fire.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. That's a good question. I can't speak for YouTuber because I haven't been watching a whole lot of YouTube, but I can tell you my favorite streamer at the moment.
Okay, that works.
That worked.
Yeah.
Nixium.
Nixie. Oh, okay, you told me about this guy. He's an ESO guy, right?
He used to be a WoW guy, and that's how I got into made like WoW machinimas and stuff on YouTube that are really good and funny. And then I guess he kind of ran into the same problem with WoW that I did. And so when I started playing ESO again, and I found out he had started playing ESO, I started watching his streams and stuff, and they're really good. It's a good time.
Favorite movie?
Oof. Probably either Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit. One of those series.
Lord of the Rings.
Or that entire series, rather.
Yeah. Tolkien series.
Yeah.
Favorite musician or band, whatever.
Favorite band is Less Than Jake.
Okay. And favorite game?
I always knew you were a skank, Bob.
That's fucking right. Favorite game?
You know it's the Pokemans.
Is it, though?
I expect him to say World of Warcraft.
It's up there. I mean, I might not like it right now, but that's definitely a contender.
We need to do, like, 1 week, we need to do our top 5 of each of these categories.
Yeah, because I don't know that I can tell you a favorite.
What's your favorite game right now?
Elder Scrolls Online.
I know the answer to that. Okay, well, that's it for the podcast. Thank you for listening, guys. Troll, where can they find you?
I'd always, Trollbeard with the _ I'm on Twitch fairly often, Twitter. Just a creep. Just don't mind me. I mean, no harm.
He's everywhere.
Or the internet's creepy uncle.
Yes.
Trollbeard. And Bob, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitch at BlackBeardBob. We've been doing a lot of Elder Scrolls streams lately. They're not going to stop anytime soon. And you can find me on Twitter at DougThemeSong.
You need to come up with a nickname for Bob, by the way, Troll.
Yeah.
Because apparently I'm Thick Flare or Jake the Quake. By the way, you don't know that I'm fat.
I know that you're fat. I've seen the pictures. I know that I'm fat. I've seen shirtless Bob being the thick boy he is.
Oh, yeah.
That chunky stack of pancakes.
Just call me Fat Bob. I'm all right with that.
Yeah. You can find me on Twitter, on YouTube, on Twitch at BestintheRealm. Facebook is BestintheRealm Gaming. And then you can find all of our stuff at futurevillains.com. FEWTRUEVI.com. I gotta take care of a baby now. Thank you for listening, guys.
Have a great one, guys.